Clue. 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 Clue.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Here we go. It's Wednesday, friends, and I am running fashionably 2 minutes late. Yeah, I was a bit busy today. Sorry for the 2-minute delay. I hope you all had a beautiful week till now, and I wish you all a good freaking Wednesday. Let's take a look at who is here right now. It'll buff out. Nice to see you. Leo, cool that you're here again. Sunny Boy, Cosmic Crow, Shadow Kimmy, that guy. Kenny is also there already. Going in with the first clem of the day. That's what we need. Then we have, who else we have? We have Corey, good to see you too. We have the Maker FC. It's Wednesday. Exactly, Maker, exactly. That was what I wanted to say with that title. We have that guy. We have Loela. We have Technic 8 Bullet, good to see you. Friends, I gotta quickly open up my YouTube because unfortunately, my bot kind of sort of had a bit of a hiccup today where it just didn't want to connect to my YouTube. So I cannot have both chat windows in the same thing today. That's really unfortunate. By the way, for everybody watching on YouTube today, in case I'm not getting to your comments, it's because I'm having two chat windows open today. I need to fix that after the stream. Wasn't possible to do that right now. If you want to, chat and stuff, I would recommend you come over to Twitch for today, and I'll get it fixed as soon as possible after the stream. I think it had to do with me changing my password on YouTube, so yeah, I just didn't have time to figure it out. Sorry for that. I'm gonna try and work with two chat windows again. Just messaging, maybe some of the mods that are here on YouTube, maybe it would be possible if you make like a quick copy paste message every 10 minutes or so into the YouTube chat manually to inform people that it's tough for me today to read YouTube chat because my bot malfunctioned. Just so that everybody has a chance to come over and check out what's going on Twitch. By the way, I do have my coffee prepared. I didn't even have a chance to freaking to freaking drink that thing. And yes, by the way, Gilded Revenant, Sunny Boy, Seth, good to see you, Kenny. We have two new emotes. We have two new emotes on Twitch. We have the smirk, and of course we have the stolen Tau Forged Red Archon shard because yeah, that just needed to happen. By the way, thanks again to Sophie for keying them so that I can put them in as an emote. Technic, what's my opinion about Valkyrie rework? I think it's super stupid. My Valkyrie's heavy attacks could already do 100 million, and she really. Technic, we can talk about the Valkyrie rework in a minute here. Let me just quickly go over YouTube chat and see. Let me at least give a quick look to YouTube chat and see if there's someone who I can greet there. There we go. Let's make the writing a bit bigger. So we have 7 hosts, we have Clover, we got Nexus, Lich King Gaming, Cat Gamer, Elmoit. Is it French? Is it Elmoit? Or is it Elmoite? We have a Sentient Cat, we have Ada, we have Derpy Chair, we have Kareem, good to see you, we have Deuce, good to see you all. The guy, what is my opinion on Anaros? He's pretty spicy. He's like one of those very pretty girls who are very good looking, but who just do not have any character at all. Not just girls though, there are guys like that too. And Anaris is one of them because he's very, very pretty. But like he doesn't really have the spice to back it up, if you know what I mean. Cephalon Billy, good to see you too. Will you do a tier list for every Warframe? As soon as I have an idea about every Warframe, I sure as shit will do that because tier lists go crazy on YouTube. And to quote Mr. Krabs here, I like money, but at least I need to know a little bit about each frame in order to be able to rank them. And there are some frames like Gyre who I kind of haven't really played ever, so that's why I need to do that first before I can actually do a tier list. Or I do like a comedy tier list for April the 1st, where I just rank them randomly or something. Julie, good to see you, and Mechabees, what's up to you? I wish you all a good Wednesday. Let's have a good Wednesday together. What do you think? Little Trouble, good to see you too. A memo for me for next time. Make sure to be like, 10 minutes earlier ready for stream. So, let's quickly go over what we're going to do today. Today, we will have a bit more of a chill day because we already took care of all the Archon shards last time. As everybody on Twitch can now participate in with the new emotes, we got exactly one red Archon shard out of 50 gajillion that we got, which were all yellow and blue, and that was the guaranteed one from the Archon hunt. So yeah, it wasn't all that good on Monday, so yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, Now we have an emote on Twitch. By the way, the emote with the Archon chart and the smirk, I would love to also be able to put that on YouTube, but I already have used up all my emote slots on YouTube, so unfortunately nothing I can do about that. As soon as an emote slot is free, I will make sure to also give the red stolen Archon chart and the smirk to all of you on YouTube. Lich King, will I make an Exalted rework tier list? I could think about it, yeah. I mean, I've talked about most of the relevant Exalted reworks. I still have to talk about Titania, though. Excalibur had a signature armor set. What would it be, Piano Gamer? There is a signature Excalibur Umbra armor set. Looks kind of good, but it's a little bit minimalistic. Trev hated. Whoop whoop. I get to watch Blacky before work. Hey, that's cool. That's cool. So you're probably somewhere in the States, huh? Or you're working in the evening. Because here it's 4 in the afternoon, but it's cool that you catch us before work. I wish you a good work day already ahead of time. Wukong after Exalted Cephalon, Billy. Pretty much the same thing as with every melee frame. You know, put melee influence on it and you clear the entire room. I think Wukong just got more AoE with the Exalted rework and the Arcane slot. It doesn't really change anything about how you would play him in practice. Magnum Chalk, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Breadsticks, Clem, exactly. Everybody on Twitch can claim their daily Clem, or can clem their daily Clem. Exactly, Lone Eagle, that's how we do it. So yeah, how's your week been going so far, chat? Anything special happening Monday, Tuesday? Just give me a quick minute to like chat a little bit with you until the coffee is empty, so I have all my hands free to actually do Warframe. But yeah, that's kind of the plan for today, where we're not going to do Archon shards because we already have them. I also maxed out my Nightwave finally to 30 today in the morning. And what we do today is we go a little bit into the Duviri circuit because I really want to have the Hate Incarnon and maybe do some Coda liches afterwards. And we're also going to take a look at viewer builds again. So if you want me to take a look at your build or your fashion, we're going to be able to do that as well in today's stream. Gonna have a chill one. And let's see, maybe, just maybe, if I feel like it. Or maybe we do it on Friday, I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to introduce you to some MHBlacky lore, because I have found something the other day that I think that's worth sharing. It's Omega cringe, but it's worth sharing. More lore, Sunnyboy. Sunnyboy might actually be that you were there at the time already. That you were actually there at the time already and you saw it live when it happened 10 years ago. Might have been that you were already there at that time. Not 100% sure though. Yo, Igor, what's going on? Welcome. And Nerdy, MH Snacky, perfect time for mealtime. Hey, yo, wish you a good appetite, Nerdy. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. By the way, I saw that you sent me like a 6-minute voice message on WhatsApp a couple days ago already. I kind of like missed checking it out, and I haven't listened to it ever since. I hope it wasn't important. I'm going to try and make sure to take a look at it after the stream, so please don't be mad at me. Yo, Karen, what's going on? Shall I invest to clear Steel Path with ease? In what should you invest, Karen? For Steel Path, try to go arbitrations until you have all the relevant galvanized mods. And then, well, then I would say just pick a decent weapon. You know, there are tons of weapon tier lists on YouTube. And I think galvanized mods are like the biggest make or break. Like when you go in a Steel Path, and chat, I know we all have hit that brick wall, right? We all slammed our face with 100 miles an hour against the brick wall when we played our first freaking Steel Path mission. I can still remember it as if it was yesterday, my first Steel Path mission. I was playing Rhino Soma, and I really thought that, you know, the Soma is the shit. It just stomps everything into the ground. And then I came there with my innocent Rhino Soma build, right? And it took me one of the 100 round magazines from the Soma to just down one freaking Grenier Lancer on Earth, right? That was my initial Steel Path experience. And I had to like recast Iron Skin 3 times in the process. And I was like, that needs to be a bug, right? That needs to be a bug. Gilly Revenant, unfortunately I don't know what the Hespar is. I have to look up which weapon it was again. But yeah, if you don't have galvanized mods, that's how Steel Path feels. Once you have the galvanized mods, it doesn't feel as shit anymore. Add a more 5-hole, you're still no disp. Honestly, I think they should have like a pity mechanic for stalker weapons. Wispzy, your goat. Yeah, I mean, the nickname checks out, right? Welcome to the stream. And Fuyum TTV, Zephyr and Fullman was the only reason Steel Path wasn't. To be fair, yeah, Zephyr makes Steel Path super easy. Just pull the enemies in the tornado, and whatever you shoot in there is just gonna make them go kablooey like they're supposed to. Wispy, been a fan for so long, bro. Oh, thank you so much. Big love to you. Good to see you on stream. Nice you made it. I just saw you on YouTube and on Twitch and chat, bro. Bro really goes double-handed, goes akimbo chat. Breadsticks, you apologize for being confused with true damage over YouTube replies. Oh, I remember it under the short, right? Sorry, you don't need to apologize. I was just like, I mean, it's kind of sort of true what you say because it ignores armor and everything and overguard. So it's kind of true damage in a little bit of the sense, but it's also, you know, percentage-based damage. But like the fact that it's percentage-based damage is what makes Revenant be able to one-shot everything. That was the thing. By the way, friends, for all of you who haven't seen it just yet, I uploaded today my first ever YouTube short. I just wanted to give it a try. I've seen so many other YouTubers in the Warframe space doing YouTube shorts. I was like, I want to just give it a try. I'm a little bit afraid. I'm low-key afraid that the short metrics might fuck over my long-form video stats. And I hope that doesn't happen. But I just gave it a try. If you want to check out my Revenant short after the stream, most of you probably already know why I love Revenant and that you can one-shot everything with him. But yeah, that's kind of it, what I did in the short. I want to try to make one short per day going forward. Let's see if I can keep it up. Maka, what's going on? All I used for Steel Path was Mag Prime. I mean, Mag Prime is kind of sort of the same thing like Zephyr, right? You pull enemies into the bubble and then you shoot in and everything is kablooey. Oh, Little Trouble. Little Trouble. Hey, first of all, welcome to the stream, right? I genuinely, sometimes when I look at my YouTube paycheck, I genuinely regret that I'm not one of those drama YouTubers, right? That I'm not one of those YouTubers who do like, oh, VTuber X has said that over VTuber Y, and now they're having beef, and Hassan got detained at the airport, and whatever about Twitch personalities, about YouTubers when they get into fights and whatever, because you can make freaking bang with that type of content. And if I wanted to, Little Trouble, if I wanted to, I would take your comment to fill this stream out with 15 minutes of me ranting about a certain person. But we're not going to do that. So yeah, in fact, there has been a situation for everybody who's not aware. Sabuchi made a video about this. You can check it out after the stream. There's a Spanish YouTuber who stole content from a lot of big English-speaking Warframe creators and just plagiarized that. It's kind of funny. And it's like in a lot of videos. Bro stole my Excalibur screenshots for my thumbnails. Bro stole stuff from my Corvex video. He stole Sabuchi's video on Rebecca Ford taking over creative direction. He stole from Kai's Nova video. It's crazy. It is hella crazy. But I don't want to go over it all too much. I also don't want to mention the name of the person because I don't want them to be harassed or anything. We're just going to file, you know, copyright claims. I know some of us have already done it. And I'm sure that YouTube is going to figure it out and strike his channel into the ground, and then the whole thing will be solved. Little Trouble, you helped Sabuchi providing proof for him on Twitter. Oh, you were the user on Twitter that he mentioned. I forgot the name. It's good to know. Thank you so much for bringing that to attention, honestly. That's really good to know because if you're a YouTuber, you have like a section in your YouTube analytics where it shows other videos that use portions of your videos. But the way that this person has done it in their videos is that it doesn't show up by the automated, you know, algorithmic scan. So I had no idea. And so yeah, I'm really grateful. Thank you for that. So let's also take a look at YouTube chat for once. So in the Isleweaver quest, what are you hoping for the quest or update in general, Deuce? I hope that Spiderframe is going to be dope. I hope that the quest is actually, or that the new Duviri game mode that they're going to introduce with the quest, I hope that this is going to be freaking dope, because I do like the idea of Duviri a lot. I do like the idea of having a little bit of a randomly generated playthrough every time with randomly generated equipment. but I don't like the fact that you have to play the Drifter most of the time. So I hope that this new game mode, which is going to be Warframe only in Duviri, I hope that's going to be really fun. And I hope it's going to have some good rewards and some good replayability, because I would see myself do that a lot. What do we think, chat? Do you like, type 1 if you do like the idea of doing a normal Duviri playthrough just with your Warframe instead of your Drifter? Do we like that one, or do we dislike the idea too? I would be interested to hear that. Yo, holy cow, that's a lot of ones. That's a lot of ones. Shadow Kimmy, Magnum Chalk, Cephalon Billy, Quenzian, Wispy. We have Nexus, Hilo, Adam, Texas Cowboy, Ida. Wow. Okay. I think we all like Duviri. Okay. Dudu, hello, welcome from Belgium. Always my reference on YouTube. Oh, thank you so much. Welcome to the stream. Welcome from Germany. You know, you don't live all that far away from me. Zeno, good to see you. Hey, by the way, let me quickly put my mug to the side and type a shout out. Hey. No! Screw you. Why doesn't it freaking work? There we go. Shout out to Xenos Fire. He is a Warframe streamer. He also makes YouTube shorts. Xeno, have you seen? I also tried out doing YouTube shorts today. Check him out. He's a great dude. He's a really great dude. And I would love to have more time to just hang out in your stream, not gonna lie. Xeno, are you gonna stream today too? Are you gonna stream later too? Finally I finished my coffee. By the way, I'm wearing Grove Street colors today. I am wearing the OG MHBlacky thumbnail color, just representing my gang, you know what I mean? Water is good to see you. Do you make your own thumbnails on YouTube? Yes, I do make everything myself, 100%. All handmade, no AI, no editor, no contractor, no nothing. All 100% handmade. Oh, you'll be doing a thing today, Zeno. Let's see, maybe if you're online after I'm done, maybe I'm gonna raid over and say hi. And maybe I won't have to go to the toilet as desperately, so that I actually have a minute to talk. But already, I wish you already a good stream ahead of time. Hope that you're gonna have. What are you gonna do today? What are you gonna farm? Have you done Archon shards already, or are you gonna do that today? Prince Rob, where can you get the Coda Bassus build? Warframe Flow has made a video where he ranks all the Coda weapons with build. I would recommend that. Amy Nad, you love me so much. Finally able to catch you live. Oh, you make me blush. Welcome to the stream. Nice that you could make it. Nice you could make it. I'm happy to see you all here share the love. I really appreciate it a lot. As I said earlier, my bot today unfortunately malfunctioned. So today I cannot have the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat in the same window. I can show you. Give me a second. I'm going to take you a photo and show you. So friends, today our chat looks like this. Today we have the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat separately because my bot, who puts all of them into one chat window, didn't work before the stream and I didn't have time to figure it out. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to have two separate chats today, which makes it very difficult for me to follow conversations. So for everybody who hasn't heard it before, if you're currently on YouTube, would be very cool that if you had a Twitch account, you would come over to Twitch, link in the description, so that we have most of the discussion focused in one single chat with the colored names, because that's much easier to follow. And yeah, that's just something I wanted to know. I'm going to figure that out after the stream, so that for Friday stream, we're hopefully going to have one big chat window where I can read everybody again. That would be nice. And just so you know, in case I miss something in the YouTube chat, that's why. Smellbell, you didn't know I stream. I do stream. I know a lot of people are just finding out about the streams at this point, but I do in fact stream. I have set up a new streaming schedule where we're going to be live 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, from 4 in the afternoon till around about 7, like a 3-hour stream, 4 in the afternoon Central European time, by the way. And that is going to be the stream schedule from now on, and I'm going to try my best to keep that up. So, King Ray, you moved over from YouTube. That's good to see. That's very good to see. Gilded Revenant, even though you main Revenant, who would have thought with that username, huh? Mesa Prime is still very attractive. She is. Mesa was the butt of the game before Wisp became the butt of the game, before Ember became the butt of the game, and, you know, very soon Valkyrie is gonna be having that title, I think. Do you think they're gonna do a Mesa Proto? I would love that, Wispsy. I would love that, Wispsy. Cyber Shadow, hey! Atom Biotrit. What about what are you? What? I don't know. What's my favorite Warframe weapon? Favorite Warframe Revenant, Karen? Favorite weapon? Probably the Burst on Prime Incarnum, or the Harmony, or the Epitaph when it's about the secondary slot. You just looked up my oldest listed video, Sunnyboy, on the German channel. Like, you know every single one, bro. You're like. If I was Sonny, if I was a gacha game, then you would be the biggest whale. Let's be real, right? Let's be real. If I was Genshin Impact, then you would have every character at C6 R5. Oh, man. Send help, Sinful. You've been farming Kome to your distaste, and you need literally one single Fate Pearl. Oh no, I'm very sad to hear that. Just one more run. You can do it on the side while listening to the stream. Maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll give you motivation. And then you're gonna have her. But that's kind of sort of the essence of Kome, right? The random number generator frame with the random drops being usually shitty because the house always wins. Rose Melody, welcome to Twitch. And 3Emmer Anna. What car do you drive? I do drive a Ford Puma. I like that. Ford Puma is a very, very popular car in Germany. Not to be confused with a Ford Mustang. It's not as flashy. It's just a mini SUV. And like SUV for European standards. Not what you Americans call an SUV. Because what you Americans call an SUV is the direct ancestor of the German Panzer manufacturers. Right? What you call an SUV wouldn't even fit on the street here. Louis, what do I think about Nyx? I think she's actually pretty great. Not necessarily one of my favorite frames, but she's great. I actually prefer, like, from the frames who sort of got a rework with 1999. I sort of prefer Trinity. Trinity is, like, incredible. So, friends, now that I have done my entire consumption of coffee and everything for today, let me switch off the music and let's finally get into the game called Warframe. Where are we? Where's my Steam? Oh, my Steam is not even open. Great preparation, friends. Always great preparation. Do I have any Amprex builds for 2025, Quasi? I unfortunately do not. I am sorry. I would have to look into it because I remember Amprex to be super fucking busted. And then kind of sort of now it feels like it isn't anymore, and I do not want to how do you call it? I do not want to accept the fact that frickin' Amprex, one of the best weapons in the game 3 years ago, is not one of the best weapons in the game anymore, if you know what I'm saying. US SUV is the chubby cousin of the M1 Abrams, Leo. Yeah, exactly. That's 100% true, right? Like, I mean, I kind of get it, right? If you have to drive such long distances from town to town or to the grocery store and everything, I get why you would want to have like a Ford pickup truck, which is like heavier than a freaking tank, because you can fit a lot onto it. But like here in Germany, we just do not need that. There we go. Warframe in-game is activated and it should update in 2-3 seconds. There we are. Yes. That's it, friends. That's it. So, let me quickly go over Revenant, your boy exactly gilded. Why in the world would I have Revenant open right now? Could it be because I uploaded the YouTube short on Revenant? I do not know. Yeah, Corey, exactly. You're in the automotive. You're in freaking Michigan. That's the automotive
Mouse
capital. Nerdy coming in with the mouse locked. Thank you for 20 seconds of fashion frame, Nerdy. We can take a look at Revenant now without me shaking the camera. Dipankar, welcome to you too. And Zikrom, do you have a build for Dara? Unfortunately not. Unfortunately, I do not have that. Mouse unlocked. Is Warframe still so good? I haven't played in a while, Smellbell. I would say Warframe is actually the best it has been in a long time right now. You feel Kuva Nukor, Louis, is weaker than before? I don't think so. I think you should just put secondary Innovate on it and it will absolutely shred. One of the highest DPS secondaries in the game actually right now. Any suggestions on Archon Shards Kingray for Hildrin Prime? I do have a Hildrin video from late last year, I think. That should be relatively up to date. Of course, it doesn't include the fact that her Bellfire Artillery now has Arcanes, but I think the shards should still be decent. How did you get that base, Quenzian? You get that once you finish the 1999 story quest. Then you unlock this. But I don't want to spoil too much about it, so I'm just going to say play the quest and then you're going to have it. Snowben, yes, I do have an Atlas build, just from a couple weeks ago. It's absolutely up to date with the latest update. You can check it out on YouTube. It's all there. Adam, yes, I did see what happened with that person. I don't want to publicly mention the name on stream because I don't want anybody to harass the person. We're just going to, you know, the YouTubers who were affected, we're just going to file copyright claims and then we're going to let YouTube take him down. No need to make like public drama out of it. Ho2, my account gets restricted to 5 Warframe slots. Which 5 am I keeping? Revenant, Necros, because of the resource farming. Probably Dante, because man is just absolutely freaking broken. Let me take a look at the list. These are 3 that are definitely set. Probably either Saren or Harrow, because both are the best weapons platforms in the game. Wisp, probably. And then I think Protea, because I like to play her in a defensive way for like defensive objective and everything. I think that would be probably my 5 go-to characters. But you know, there's so many good Warframes. Like there's literally just one Warframe in my opinion right now that is objectively in a bad spot. And we all know who he is. The not so goated anymore goat. And other than that, you can like make an argument for everything. It's like a really freaking difficult question. Lily, you love my videos. Thank you so much. Welcome to the stream. Bro, chat is like... The fun fact is, right, when I used to have both YouTube and Twitch chat in the same window, it would go like a freaking AK-47. And now that I have 2 separate chat windows open, both of them go like, I'm like, shouldn't they go like at half the speed that they used to go when they're on the same chat window? But no, it's like everybody's here. Everybody is going chatting. Guys, right? No offense if I miss chat messages, you know how it goes. It can happen. Y'all are crazy. Big love to everybody for being here. Let's just have a good Wednesday together. What do you think about Vauban and Zaku? Zaku is amazing. Vauban, I need to spend more time with him. Kenny, how many different missions are there that you can earn Archon shards? I can tell you. That's pretty easy. You have the calendar in the Helvania console, which always gives you 1 Archon shard. Most of the time, one of the second tier Archon shards, you know, the green, orange, or purple ones. Sometimes only the first tier, the basic colors. So that's 1. You get 1 from Bird 3 for standing with the Cavia in the Sanctum Anatomica. You get the Archon Hunt per week. That is also 1 guaranteed. And then you go Elite Deep Archimedia. What? Juzud, welcome to the channel. Big Brofist, thank you for the sub. Have fun with the emotes and the Red Archon Shard Stolen emote in specific. We're gonna see that a lot next Monday, I'm sure. But yeah, to get back to the Archon Shard question, these would be the 3 that are guaranteed, and then you have Deep Archimedia and Temporal Archimedia, and then 1 run per Netracell. 1 Netracell run. That's 2. Like, that's the most optimized way you can get the most Archon shards possible right now. Best Warframe for lazy player, please. What do you mean lazy? Do you want to not have to worry about survivability, or do you not want to have to click on enemies so that they die? What? Magnum Chong, thank you also for the sub. Thank you so much. And we got, hey, we're not even 30 minutes in, and the Lizette Prime is already flying. Hey, y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. I should maybe update the threshold for the hype train to be a bit more, so that it sort of isn't used that inflationary. Thank you, both of you, so much for the sub. Really appreciate it. Have fun with the emotes. Yeah, put that hype in the chat, exactly. So yeah, Revenant would be the laziest one for survivability. Octavia is probably the laziest for survivability and killing everything at the same time. Just need to spam crouch all the time, and then everybody kills itself. You don't want to move so much to attack them. Yeah, then Octavia would be probably good. Octavia's pretty decent then. Zaku as well, yeah, Zaku can also attack enemies but usually with Zaku you want to move a little bit around, because otherwise you're going to get hit, and that's what you want to avoid. Yeah, I mean, Pepe Gawa's already... Okay, yeah, I see. First of all, welcome to the stream. I get why Zaku would be a lazy frame, but you gotta be real, like, with Zaku, you're still gonna move around a lot, because otherwise, you know, it's gonna be a bit difficult to not get hit, right? Christopher S. Mawson, good afternoon, MH. Just got into Wisp, and any suggestion how to build her for the new augment, Christopher? First of all, thank you so much for the £5. I wish my bot would be working. I wish we had like a freaking alert on stream for your generous contribution. Just note that I really appreciate it. I haven't tested out the new Wisp augment yet. I have heard that it is very, very, very good, but I can guarantee you that a YouTuber called Moog, M-O-U-G, 4 letters, pretty easy, he is the #1 Wisp person on this planet, and he has made a video about that augment. I haven't checked it, but I'm pretty sure that he's dropping knowledge bombs like crazy on that. If you go to anyone to learn about the new Wisp augment, Christopher, I would recommend you go to Moog. But I do want to also get into that myself and maybe make something, maybe make a YouTube short or something in the future about it. Just so you have an answer to where you can find info about that right now. Hope that helped. I'm sorry that I don't have any information about that myself just yet. Wispy, which Warframe would you say is the hardest to understand? Definitely Equinox, because she's basically 2 Warframes in one. That would be my suggestion. By the way, I do not understand Equinox myself because I haven't gotten into her all that much. But friends, what are we thinking? What are we thinking about taking a look at viewer builds, huh? KTFO official favorite Warframe. Oh, thank you so much. Big love to you. Welcome to the stream. Friends, I want to take a look at a couple user builds right now, and we all know what that means. We all know what that means. We need to put the user build showcase skin on and make the camera look like this. Daytronex, thank you for the sub. Big freaking bro fist to you too. Much fun with the augments. Welcome to our channel. It is Wednesday, my dudes. We're checking out Ember from behind. And viewer builds, okay? Don't get it twisted. We're checking out Ember and viewer builds. Thank you so much, man. Really, really appreciate it. Much fun with the emotes. Please give us Warframe ASMR starting now. Alright, praying hand. We're gonna do Warframe ASMR now. Everybody, lay back, enjoy the ride, close your eyes, and, or if you don't close them, maybe take a deeper look at what you're seeing on screen right now. Thank you so much for unlocking the 5,000 channel points for the ASMR so everybody gets to enjoy it. By the way, I would be freaking rich if I was an attractive girl doing the same thing on Twitch. Kinda sad, but I still give my best to make it. Oh man, ASMR, jeez, like, that is, one day I'm going to be called the Sam Riegel of the Warframe community. By the way, if you get that reference, you are an absolute freaking legend. Oh, jeez, man. Autumn Night, was that satisfactory? Was that worth the 5,000 points, or should I reduce it to 3,000 like the MLG commentator? I think I should reduce it to the 3,000 because I'm kind of getting tired of doing the MLG voice. I'd rather do some more ASMR. Yes, good. Okay. I'm gonna after the stream, I'm gonna reduce the cost to 3,000 channel points, so it's on par with the MLG commentator. MLG commentator starting now. That's right, Corey. Welcome everybody to today's Wednesday tournament. This right here is the MLG commentator voice of M to the H to the B. And today we are taking a look at some of the user builds. For example, right here we have that guy called CH with a look on Rhino. This Rhino is kind of like he doesn't have any saturation to him at all. He's just black and white, kind of sort of boring. I don't know what you think, Alan. I think he's not going to make it far in that tournament. Just kidding though, I really do like the batty vibe of him and as well as the shoulder plates. Really nice guy. And also a mod configuration on the Naturuk. This one will probably also will not make it all too far into the tournament because we are going in with Serration and no base damage arcane. That will probably not be all too good in Steel Path, and the other team has a good chance of bringing that trophy home tonight. See, that's what I mean. I'd rather do more ASMR. Igor, you got a Tau Red? That's good, man. I'm happy. Hey, anyone want to show in chat what happens with my Tau Reds? Just to like really flex the new emote? You can't afford it, dog. Guy, that's perfectly fine. I was just making some MLG fun. I think for a arcane-less build, exactly, Nerdy. Thanks for pointing that out. For an arcane-less build, this is actually pretty darn good. Maybe I would, if you have, replace Split Chamber with Galvanized Chamber. That would be the next step that I would take here. So yeah, after having done the ASMR and the commentator, let me take a look at what we have in store for the builds right now. So yeah. We're having the Ember skin on that we always have to have on for the build showcases. And I remember for the build showcases, I want to get my fat face out of the way right here. Where is it? Boom, there. And then, no, not the Warframe in-game scene, you idiot. Yes, we move my face up here, so I'm not over the arcane slots anymore. And now I can probably actually stream that thing. That would be something. Twitch ads, Shadow Kimmy. Oh, it's 30 minutes. I'm sorry. Twitch ads. Don't worry, friends. Twitch ads only going to be taking a couple of seconds, and then we're back in the action. We have a shock from Shocky. We have a Dante configuration. Let's take a look at that. By the way, is my face over the arcanes, or can you see anything? Can you see everything, chat, or is my face over the arcane selection? Give me a quick heads up. By the way, for everybody who does not know how to send me their builds in the game, I'm going to get back to the Dante in a split second here. All you got to do is go to your chat window, type in /w MHBlacky, and then you go into whichever loadout you want to share. Click on this button right here. Click on this button right here, and then it will show down here as mod configuration, as clickable like here, and then I can just click on it and showcase it. Just in case you didn't know. Now you know. Bladestorm is fine. Yo, Bladestorm, welcome to the stream. That's a very, very nice username. I would suspect you like to press the 4 key on Ash. Is that true? Might I be onto something there, Bladestorm? So, let's take a look at Dante right here from Shocky. So we're going to go with Steel Charge here. I think that's probably because of the extra mod space, right? Because Dante doesn't really need melee damage. But, you know, I get it. If you want to save on format, Steel Charge is always the way to go. Got Arcane Velocity, so you're playing Noctua probably. Noctua, cast on that thing. I like the fact that you have a lot of strength. I also like the fact that you haven't subsumed over anything. That's kind of good if you're playing Noctua, because you really want to have all those buffs up. Streamline is decent for the efficiency. I would actually go so far to recommend, instead of Mold Augmented, if you have it, go with Arcane Impetus. That gives you more ability strength and it gives you efficiency at the same time. Only thing you need to do with that is put instead of a Cascadia Flare here, put Secondary Encumber on the Noctua. You put Secondary Encumber on the Noctua and put Arcane Impetus onto Dante right here. I think that's the better option. Deals more damage with Galvanized Shot, and it has more ability strength, more ability efficiency. You might even be able to drop this one and replace it with something else. So I think that is the way to go. But I already think you're on a very good path. Vermate, you just came for my videos and you helped me so much with returning to... I'm happy. I'm happy that I could help. I'm happy for every single one of you whom I could help getting back into the game or getting into the game in the first place, because that's what I'm here for, right? That's the thing that I do. That's what I'm here for, and I really appreciate all the love. Appreciate that everybody here is having a good Wednesday together with us. What do we got? What galvanized mod should you get first, Ali Woo Woo? The first galvanized mod you should get is multi-shot. Depends on if you want to play a rifle, then go for the rifle multi-shot, shotgun multi-shot, right? But the first I would get is the multi-shot one, then the galvanized status chance mod that gives you status chance and base damage. These are like the important ones. And after that, you can get into like the crit chance on aimed headshot and stuff. But I don't think that the crit chance mods are all that important though. I think multi-shot and status chance / aptitude are the ones that you really want to go for. Dakota Stratton, morning everyone. How are we doing? Dakota, we are doing perfectly fine. A good morning to you. Do you have us on for breakfast? If no, why? So we have a look from Zaku. Oh ho, we have a spooky skeleton from Sunny Boy. Mr. Zaku right here. The skeleton dude. I mean, to be fair, Zaku is non-binary, but this skin always looks so masculine. That's a very scary skeleton. That's like I only pull him out on Halloween. Magnum Shaw, how many times do I stream a week? 3 times. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Always at the same time. 4 in the afternoon European time, which would be 10 a.m. on the East Coast. Yeah. Yeah. That's about it. That's about it. Vermade, your MR6 needs some advice for a Soma build. Yeah, sure. What question do you have? If you need just a regular standard build suggestion, I can give you one right now, because I still do have, I think, on my old Soma, the old build for that I was having. I think that was the build that I was running when I was when I was at MR6. Serration Split Chamber, Point Strike Vital Sense, Corrosive Damage, and then Bane of Grenier, ideally max strength, of course. And here you can either go for Fire Rate, or you can go for Vigilante Armaments for more multi-shot, or for something completely different, like the last one is a little bit of an open slot. That would be a good MR6 build for the Soma. That would be my recommendation. So, War Mood, what do we have? We have a mod configuration for Excalibur Umbra. Gilly Revenant, you forgot to ask, should you focus all strength into Mesmer Skin for shards? Depends on what you want to do. I mean, if you just want to have like your standard Revenant, then you don't really need shards for strength, because you're already going to have enough strength. But if you want to do my one-hit YouTube short Revenant, then you want to have 5 Tau Forged Red into strength. Yeah, that for sure. All right. What, Max Bear, what can I say about Harrow with Evade? Honestly, Harrow and Saren goes for both of them. With Evade are the most disgusting weapons platforms that probably have ever existed in the entirety of Warframe. And Harrow makes it even crazier because with him, you're incentivized to go more into the headshot playstyle, with Saren not so much. But if you play Harrow with Evade, it's like, it is so omega freaking busted. Yeah. Red crits for days. It is not beautiful anymore. I swear to God, it is not beautiful. Who's using the Blackie build? Snowfire, what's your question? Sure, I'm always happy to help. True Blue Neon finally caught me live. Well, a wild Blackie appeared and you caught him live. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for boosting your inspiration to return to Warframe. I'm happy that I could make you return to Warframe. Wish you a lot of fun with your Warframe journey.
Clone.
Leo, AX52 Evade Hero is just too powerful. Believe it or not, Leo, that is exactly that. Like when I got the AX52 augment for the Nightwave the other day, Harrow Evade was the first thing that I tried. With Spectral Serration on the AX52, brother. I thought I had more freaking exclamation marks on screen than actual damage numbers. That's fucking crazy. PSI Osmium, hola, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the spoiler building it right now, Max Beer. That's good. That is very, very good. It's really early in Canada, Dakota. Yeah, true. True. Even on the eastest east of Canada, it's still pretty early. And if you're in the west of Canada, then why the heck are you not sleeping right now? You should be sleeping right now. Yeah, Gil, we definitely need Proto Ash. That'll be cool. Like he would be a Japanese guy, and he would talk like a Japanese guy. Would there be a ninja and go stealth and throw shuriken? And then he would shout something like Shoryuken and throw a shuriken. Something like that. My Japanese fake accent is not good though. However, when my friends and I were playing around with this AI-driven accent recognition tool online the other day, I could actually trick it into believing I was an original French person because my fake French accent was pretty decent. But let's finally take a look at Excalibur Umbra right here, right? I haven't even taken a look at what we have here. So we have Arcane Rage, damage for primary weapons. Makes sense if you want to go for primary, sure. I would probably want to play him into his Exalted Blade though, right? That's why you want to play Umbra in the first place. Triple Umbral makes sense, right? He has the Umbral polarities. Physique for some more maximum health. I would probably go into something else here because I don't think you need a 20% extra health. Warrior's Rest is decent. Energy income shouldn't be a problem. Probably a bit of a Reformer, maybe? Do I have any specific question? No. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you're trying to play with this Excalibur. It seems like you want to use him as a weapons platform. And if you want to use him as a weapons platform, then yeah, sure. Tankiness is good. But I would actually want to play Excalibur more into his Exalted weapon. I feel that's kind of like what you want to do with him. And in that case, you might want to have some more ability strength. You can sacrifice a bit of range if you do that because it's not all that important for the Exalted. And then you're going to be on a good spot and maybe replace that with something that gives you melee damage or something. Exactly, Shadow Kimmy, and use the Chromatic Blade augment, of course. Of course. They need to add a shortcut to the simulacrum from the orbiter. Thank you, Striker. Thank you. I thought I was the only one who demands that all the time. By the way, hey, Kryptone, how's it going? No, but like, serious. I find it very inconvenient to always have to go to Zamaris first and then into the simulacrum. Do you have an idea how often a day I open up Warframe, go to the simulacrum, test out one little thing, then close Warframe again, continue writing like script or anything, and then like 5 minutes later I was like, You still need to check this. And then I open Warframe again, and then I go to the simulacrum again. It happens a lot. It would be very helpful if you could go directly to the simulacrum. That's for very damn sure. Mod configuration, Valkyr Prime, Technic, okay. Tier 1 to 3 red crit build. Aw, Technic, that was your one chance to just put Equilibrium in it and nothing else, and then be like, yeah, I saw a certain video on YouTube 2 years ago that said this is a good build for Valkyr. What's the best build on doing a Hydroid nuke build? Can Hydroid nuke? Haven't looked into him all too much lately since I made the video on him last year. I don't really think that Hydroid is the best nuker. So, I mean, sure, we have a lot of ability strength. Arcane Fury, Arcane Battery. I'm kind of surprised that you're not going with Arcane Avenger, but probably already having enough crit. Prolonged Paralysis. Yo, Technic, do you look forward to the Prolonged Paralysis changes where they give you 350% crit instead of 200? I think this build might like it. And then that, of course, makes sense. You're going into heavy attacks with this? Or don't you just have anything else? Because melee crescendo only really makes sense if you're going into heavy attacks.
Clone.
I mean, why? Otherwise, you would have the combo up anyway. You hate the rework, if you're honest. I mean, the rework, there's a lot of thoughts that you hear online about it, and I mean that's kind of the thing, right? A lot of people have a lot of thoughts. A lot of people being very offended about it. I think, given her so much over super duper armor, as I said last time already, it's probably not the best idea because the added armor bonus from her 4, you're not going to feel much of it. I would have rather had a different type of damage reduction on the 4. But that's just me. I think overall, she didn't really need the buff. The only thing that Valkyr really, really needed was freaking combo, like good combos for her claws, so that you have to do more than just spin to win. And they did that, which I think is good. With the invincibility, I don't really care as long as she gets enough damage reduction to be able to play Archimedia. But yeah, I think funneling all her damage reduction into just armor was not the best way to go. But on the other hand, I'm not personally all that invested in Valkyrie that I would, have a big emotional response to the changes. What do we have? Piano Gamer, another Excalibur. So Piano Gamer, either this is an early game Excalibur, and that's why you have normal Excalibur and not Umbra, or this is a very late game Excalibur that, I mean, with the Archon mods probably, a late game Excalibur where you use the normal instead of the Umbra because the Umbra polarities were in the way. By the way, if you're an early game player in Warframe, that's the funny part. If you're an early game player, you play normal Excalibur. If you're a mid game player, you play Excalibur Umbra, and if you're a late game player, you start playing Excalibur normal again because you realize that the Umbral polarities are getting in the way, which is kind of funny, right? You go full circle. Sinful hot take, wait until the rework is out and test yourself. No, I'm a YouTuber. I need to make drama before something happens. That's my job. Jeez, man. Little trouble. Can't submit your gimmick build right now because you're in school. Hey, if you're in school, that's perfectly fine. Better listen to your teacher rather than, look on your phone. Don't want you to get in trouble for watching the stream. We could talk about that another day. Wait, Naros? Can we ship a Naros and Zephyr? I haven't even taken a look at the Excalibur here. It's a pretty well-balanced one. You probably have heat on your Exalted Blade, right? Furious Javelin, Chromatic Blade, makes sense. Precision Intensify. I think you might actually, I'm not 100% sure, but you might actually be dealing more damage if you were going for Umbral instead of Precision Intensify. Because this way, you would increase the damage bonus from Furious Javelin, right? Not 100% sure. I would test that. Test it with Umbral Intensify, test it with Precision Intensify, and see which one gives you more damage in total if you use Furious Javelin, as well as Zata's Whisper. I think if you have 2 damage buffing abilities, it might be better to go for Strength on everything rather than just the 4. I might be wrong though. I would have to test it myself. But overall, it looks good. Looks good. Yukaima, your Umbra is exceptionally tanky, except if you get 1 Toxin proc. Yeah, I feel that's the case for a lot of shield tanks. You're shield tanking, right? It kind of sounds like you're shield tanking. Oh, man. Sinful, you can see the title already. New Valkyrie buff makes ETA look easy. Thank you for the title suggestion. I'm gonna make sure to make a video exactly like that once the update goes live. What's the best Kuva weapon? Rohini, I would say Kuva Nukor, probably. It's just really fucking busted good. Toxin Serum Prime. Hey, Serum Prime Gilded is... She good. She good girl. She a really good girl. If I subsume the Warframe, does the ability stay in the helmet forever? Exactly, yes. If you sacrifice a Warframe to your helmet, then you will always have that ability available for every other frame and it will not get consumed. You will have that forever. Just make sure that, and I want to say that to everybody here, very, very important. I have tested that myself, and I shouldn't have tested that myself. I should have just read about it, but I did test it myself, and I got punished for it. If you have Archon shards on a Warframe, remove them before you sacrifice that Warframe to the helmet. You're not going to get the Archon shards back otherwise. It's not like mods, you know, you can have mods on the Warframe, sacrifice the Warframe, no problem. Archon shards stay. They get deleted. Don't do that. Remove them before you sacrifice the Warframe. That's, by the way, I think why I don't have a Dagoth. That's the way, the reason why I don't have a Dagoth, pretty sure. Sevlon Billy, would you try shield tank and Revenant just for fun? Absolutely not. Revenant is Mesmer skin and Mesmer skin only. It's no fun to do shield tanking with Revenant, at least not for me. You're free to do that though, yourself. How many reds did I lose? I don't remember what I had on my Dagoth. You can check out my Dagoth video from last year, then you know which shards I had on her. Oh, the best Kuva primary weapon? Good question. Probably the Tupac Kuva Shakur. Probably the Kuva Shakur. Kuva Shakur is always busting some good rhymes, if you know what I mean. Kuva Shakur is the only weapon that always keeps on saying that West Coast is best coast. The other Kuva weapons kind of don't care about which coast is the best coast, but the Kuva Shakur always comes in with the rhymes. Always flexing, always dissing. Trottel, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Let's take a look at Kome right here. We see a lot of Kome builds recently. Is she really that popular? I kind of thought she would always be kind of niche. Chagokon, over Tentacle Axiom with Primary Crux. You can do that, sure. Absolutely. I mean, it's a high status chance weapon. No reason not to do it. Kuva Shakur. I do have a Kuva Shakur build I can show you later, but I also have the Kuva Shakur in my top 10 rifles video from last year. You can also find something about it there, in case you want to check it out right now. So we have Kome. First of all, I gotta say the thing that I always say constantly all the time with Kome. It's kind of becoming a staple on this channel, I feel. Why Omamori? I don't like it. See, Omamori looks actually good on paper, right? You have a chance that taking damage actually heals you instead of taking damage. But the problem is that it has an internal cooldown of 3 seconds. So you can only be healed once every 3 seconds. And the problem with that is that it's like, I don't personally really like it, right? You have a 50% chance to not take damage when you take damage, which is fine. But the problem is that you only get healed every 3 seconds. And that's why I would personally rather have Mirage's Eclipse, where every shot gets 75% damage reduction, instead of having a 50% chance to not take damage and a 50% chance to take the full damage with only an occasional little heal here and there. That's my problem with Omamori. If you had the chance of 50% with every hit to be healed, I think then I would actually like it. Archon Strategy, Archon Continuity makes sense. Kome is great with Archon mods. Umbral Intensify. Maybe you could even go Archon Intensify here. Yeah, you can 100% go Archon Intensify. Augur Secrets, Fleeting Expertise, Rolling Guard. Oh, it's a shield gating build. I see. I think it's a good Kome. Not gonna lie, I think it is a good Kome. My Daggeth had 2 normal blue and 1 Tau blue shard. At least that's what you showed in the video. Sunnyboy, thank you for reminding me that I just threw away 2 blue and 1 Tau Forge blue. However, it doesn't really matter. We got so many blues and Tau Forge blues yesterday, I don't even care anymore. Would have been sadder if I had red shots on her. Not gonna lie. Omamori 666 is broken, Damon. Agreed. Agreed, Damon. 666 on Omamori is broken. But it happens very, very rarely, unfortunately. That's a kind of unfortunate thing. Differential Devastator. Great username, by the way. I love that. You coming in with the double D, you know what I'm saying? Differential Devastator. Love your videos, man. Love that you could make the stream. Happy to hear that. Thank you for the nice compliment, man. Enjoy the stream. Yeah, Yukiyama, I think Kome doesn't need all that much strength, but it depends on what you want to go for. Do I have an Exceltra build striker? I do. Let me quickly showcase the Tupac build and the Exceltra build, because you've been asking for that. Come on. So first the Tupac. This would be a build that is focused on using, internal bleeding to get slashes. Not necessarily all that great. It's a bit more single target. And then I have... why is that a Corpus build? Why don't I have my Grenier build anymore? Is that the Grenier build? No? No, this was exactly. This was the bleed build that I made. I put internal bleeding onto it. Now, I actually think that the bleed build is probably the way to go with it. I haven't played it in a long while. Better check out my top 10 rifles build from last year, because it's definitely in there and I explained it better there. Probably that was what I went for. Sorry for the confusion. With the Exceltra, it's relatively similar. I went for a Hunter Munitions build as well, because I think that's pretty good on the Exceltra. I do have a Riven here with damage to Grenier onto it. If you don't have a Riven, put damage to Grenier into here. And other than that, I would probably go Galvanized Rifle Elementalist, sure. Galvanized Chamber. Go viral damage. Crit, Hunter Munitions. That's what I would personally do. Yo, a lot of Clems coming in here. Frank Dolphin, welcome to the stream.
Clem.
Oh man, what's going on? Yeah, it does really fall with the nullifiers, Damon. Yeah, nullifiers can really destroy a lot of things. How we get so many Clems all of a sudden, right? Nobody came in and used the Clems, and all of a sudden everybody's Clemming around. That's crazy. Jeez, man. Did we get a raid and I didn't notice it?
Clem.
Have you considered removing the Lich name from Kuva weapons for the highlight vids? What do you mean, Damon? I mean, give my Kuva weapons a special name? The only weapon where I would probably want to do that is the Kuva Shakur, and then I would call it Tupac Shakur. But like Shakur written in this way, and then I would call it Tupac Shakur. I think that would be a good pun. I was actually surprised that I think I'm the only one who makes that pun all the time. I could have sworn that everybody saw the similarity and would have done that, but I've heard it from no one else but me. Nobody here likes West Coast classics? What's wrong with y'all? The arcane for the my face was over its striker. It was merciless, was primary merciless, just more damage. Which was also for the Exceltra. On the Shakur and the Exceltra, both merciless. We're having an Inaros Prime build. I think that's the first Inaros build I'm reacting to, right? Arcane Battery for the energy. Okay, first of all, as an Inaros main or ex-Inaros main myself, I am confident in saying Inaros can get away with that energy. Because most of the time you're just not using any abilities. Wink, wink. No, I'm just kidding. With the rework, he actually got pretty decent. So yeah, Arcane Battery makes sense. Got a lot of armor, a lot of energy. Bellicose, of course, if you want to have strength. This is the best frame to use it on. Triple Umbral, holy shit. Holy shit, man. Kind of dig that, though.
Clone.
I think I would put a... Which was it? Gladiator Resolve? The one that gives you more health? I would maybe put Gladiator Resolve in here. Just for some even more health. Just saying. You know what I mean? And I would probably, if you're going into strength with Bellicose and with Intensify. By the way, why do you have such a low strength value if you have Bellicose and Intensify on? Kind of don't get that. You have no negative strength on here. That kind of doesn't make sense to me. Am I missing something, chat? Am I missing something? Why is there only 136% strength? Bellicose always... Yeah, but even if Bellicose wasn't doing anything, you would have to have at least 163 here. Right? That's kind of freaking weird. But yeah, given the fact that you have so much strength already, you could maybe go something like Roar as a subsume here. Because Roar is always good for all types of damage. If not, use the last mod slot with the Gladiator Resolve, even more health. It's going to be fine. Oh, yo veteran, you also have different health? Okay, it's a bit weird. Do you prefer Nourish or Roar on your new Mesa build? First of all, Ahmad, thank you so much. I'm happy that you enjoy the Mesa build. I personally prefer Nourish because it helps you get over those situations where you don't get a lot of energy drops. It always happens here and there that you're fighting enemies and then for some reason they don't drop anything and you run out of energy. It can happen from time to time with Roar. With Nourish, it never happens. And I think that's cool, which is why I prefer Nourish. Roar does more damage, yes, but I don't think you need it. I don't think with that Mesa build you really need more damage. You already have that. Already may have that. So, friends, before we take a look at further builds, I actually want to play the game for once. We're already 1 hour in. We haven't even played a single mission. How about we do a bit of Duviri, huh? How does that sound? How about we do a little bit of a Duviri run? We digging that? A little bit of farming some Incarnon adapters. Some good old Incarnon adapters. Because I still think I do not have the hate Incarnon, and I really want to have the hate Incarnon. So, friends, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take a quick toilet break, and I'm going to bring my camera back to where it used to be. I'm going to do a quick toilet break so I don't have to like dip out while we're in the Duviri circuit. Just 2 minutes, right? Don't go anywhere. If you're going anywhere, I'm going to send Clem after you. You know how it goes. Give me a quick second. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Otherwise, I'm going to send Clem after you. We're going to go into Duviri after I come back. Farm a little bit Incarnon stuff. And yeah, you can join. Once I'm back, I'm going to refresh my messages. And then first come, first serve. The first requests for joining me in Duviri will be accepted. And we're going to go. See you in a minute. All right. I want to make sure to not shout into the microphone too loud so I don't scare you. So we're back, friends. We're back in action. I hope you didn't go away because otherwise Clem will have to come after you. And that would be very sad for you because he's going to bring his Grakata and Grakata you into the ground. So I'm going to close all tabs right now. And the first people to message me will be accepted into the Duviri squad. And then if we do another run, we're gonna do another squad after that. Just so y'all know, first come, first serve. Mr. Plan 17, you're gonna win against him. I'm not all too sure. He got Grakata. Remember, he got Grakata. And the Jake, welcome to the stream. By the way, welcome to everybody who joined in while I was on the toilet. Oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't be in solo mode. That would be a good start, wouldn't it? Warframe ASMR starting now. Alright, friends. I noticed that a lot of you have saved up channel points for the ASMR. Enjoy it. Come on a dreamy journey together with me to the Duviri circuit, where hopefully we're gonna get some good Warframes, yeah. And then maybe a droid incarnon in the weapon selection. That would be so dreamy. Yes.
Welcome, Tenno. Our numbers grow.
Jurgen Akalar, welcome. Thank you so much. MLG commentator starting now. Should I do an MLG commentator with ASMR at the same time now? Should I double it? Or should I go normal MLG? Paladin primed. Should I go normal MLG or ASMR MLG? And Jurgen, thank you so much for the sub. I gotta be careful not to talk too loud because the microphone is very, very high up right now. Okay, I'm gonna try to go ASMR MLG now. In today's match, we're gonna go into the Duviri circuit, everybody. We're gonna get the highest points possible so we can bring the trophy home. Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. We bring a very nice high-stakes team comprised of Man Like Gibbon, comprised of Havoc, comprised of Sunny Boy to get that trophy home, get the incarnon adapter, and damn boy, then we're gonna turn our hate up to 11. That's exactly what we're gonna do here. Okay, now I can talk. I can talk normally again. Yeah, that's that. I will take a look at this section of the stream because I think it probably it sounded like I smoked too much. Probably that did not sound healthy. Probably that sounded like a chain smoker after 70 years. Oh jeez, man. Let's go into the circuit. Let's see what we got, right? Let's take a look at it. Focus on ASMR. Focus on Embers. Hey, friends, I promise you, once Valkyrie Heirloom comes out, okay, we will replace the Ember in the background when we take a look at the builds for the Valkyrie. We're going to switch it up a little bit, right? We're going to bring in some variety, right? It wasn't too bad, man, like Gibbon. Since when did I get replaced by the Indifference? The Indifference just pays really, really well. That's all you need to know. So let's begin the circuit. Let's take a look at which frames they have on offer for us. Maybe we're going to get something good. I would dig, a caster frame, like a Dante right now, or maybe a, what's it called? A Protea or a Dante. I would really like that right now. Or Zaku. Zaku is also always good for the circuit. It sounds like I have a VR character. Honestly, I think I'm sure we could go Revenant, but Revenant's a bit boring for the circuit. Caliban? Or Nidus. I want to play Nidus. Because I do have the nice Nidus build here. Thank you for freezing, game. That's very good. We're going to go with the Red Crit Boom build, which is meant to group up enemies and then deal a whole lot of damage with the weapon. If we have a good weapon. Nice, we have a red crit build with a Felarx, very good, a weapon that doesn't need crits. That's not all too good. I'm gonna go with that one. And what's that? Nah. And then dual carries, why not? And in the primary slot, yeah, whatever. We're gonna go with Felarx just in case, equip that, and we should be good to go. I'm okay. I'm okay. Nidus X Eleanor. Ooh, we're shipping him again. You only got trash, Sunny Boy. What did you take? Let me see. Melee hits, grant critical damage. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Are we ready? Fam looks ready. Let's go in. Yeah, what was I saying? What was I saying before I went into the frame selection? Yeah, the indifference pays really well. They got all the moolah. They dishing it out. By the way, I have Ophanim Eye subsumed onto my Nidus because I really like the damage reduction that it brings. Let's see what the Velox can do. Yo, the fire rate, holy cow. That's quite something. Yeah, the problem is I need to build up stacks first so I can be like a bit tanky at least. But like the Velox has fire rate, the Velox is smoking fire rate for breakfast, man. Not gonna lie. Where's bro? You go die. Give me stacks, give me mutation stacks, thank you. Opinions on Amprex Differential Devastator. I like Amprex, but I do need to give it a little bit of an updated build for 2025 because I kind of feel like my build has fallen off a bit. And whoever plays Protea right here with the grenades, that is pure genius. I love to play Protea into her grenade fan. Mr. Blank, can you join next time? Just message me in the game. We're going chronologically, right? First come, first serve. And I hope that I will get to you as well, too. That is basically it. Yo, Autumn Knight, how's it going? How's your sleep deprivation bingo going? You're enjoying or you're struggling? Yeah, I should probably do my little link here to have a bit of health, right? Where's an enemy that I can link to? Yeah, not you, please. Why can't I link to a freaking enemy? I'm pressing that. Damn, man. I shouldn't have picked Nidus. Nidus kind of asked for this game mode. Like, you need to build up your stacks and then you link to an enemy, but you like can't link to half of the enemies. It's fine, Autumn Knight. Don't stress about it. It's all good. Yeah, I kind of do not dig my loadout that I have here. I shouldn't have taken him. Should have just gone boring with Revenant. Speak of the devil, the Thrax Centurions. Yeah, they're not my favorite enemies. At least like in Excavation, they just jump in and they go like big freaking annoying mode. Keyboard locked. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Let me return fire with my Felarx. Who needs a keyboard anyway, right? Who needs a keyboard anyway? Thank you.
Mouse locked.
No! Ouch! He came like bonk.
Keyboard unlocked.
Thank you for unlocking the keyboard. Now I can like slowly crawl away. Jeez. Oh man. Mouse is still locked, right?
Mouse unlocked.
Yeah, there we go. Oh man. He just like really came in with a big bonk. Extractor deployed. It's alright. It's all good. It's all good. We're just Felarxing around a little bit. Autumn Knight, you decided everybody has to suffer because you're suffering. That's just normal human behavior, I think. That is just purely normal. Oh, we have a Mesa. That's good. Mesa just dishing out the numbers. I don't even have enough mutation stacks to link myself to an enemy. Isn't that beautiful? What a time to be alive.
Keyboard locked.
Nice. So who wants to pick me up next time? People have just been saving their channel points.
Mouse unlocked.
They're like, we don't like the people in the squad. Oh, sorry, my keyboard was locked. Sorry.
Keyboard unlocked.
We don't like the people in the squad, so we're just gonna lock Blacky up. So you just have to like go and pick him up 24/7. Oh man. Anyway, it's all good. 50 more seconds, we out of here. And probably with a mode where I can actually use my skills. Last week you unlock Uncle Dante in the Noctua build is so good. Which Archon shards do you suggest? Good question. Good freaking question. I mean, on Dante, I did make a recent Dante video. I don't remember which Archon shards precisely I used there, but that would be probably what I recommend on him. Your weapons deal an extra hit with a... Amazing. With 100% slash damage and status, but 100 slash damage and status are self-inflicted when you attack. Yeah, that doesn't sound all too good on a health tank. Can I reroll that, please? Knockdown resistance, double drops, heavy attacks. That's Jesus, Nidus is so ass in this game mode. I had no idea that it's really that bad with that build. Yeah, I don't want... Can you please give me something? That's just all garbage. Mr. Beanie, is Oberon worth it? Right now, I think Oberon is actually one of the worst frames in the game, unfortunately. Like, not completely unplayable, but compared to other frames, really not that good either, unfortunately. So, I mean, if you have the stuff to build him, sure, you can build him and you can master him. But I wouldn't go and, like, invest big time into him right now. I need my daily dose of... You're completely right. Now, the problem with this Nidus is that he's like ultra not tanky, except if you get a lot of mutation stacks and you keep your parasitic link on. The problem is that these game modes here don't really synergize all that well with parasitic link, and that's why I'm gonna kiss the ground quite a bit, I think. That's what I'm expecting. Differential opinions on Sevagoth? I would say Sevagoth is a pretty nice room nuker. However, he struggles with enemies that are immune to his abilities. That's like, you know, when you have overguarded enemies, when you have special stuff like acolytes and stuff. That is when you start struggling with Sevagoth. But like for normal trash enemies, he just clears the entire map in a split second. That is absolutely no issue. Bro, welcome to the stream, by the way. Am I planning to make Soulframe content? I think so. I mean, I have a Soulframe key. I just didn't have the time to play it yet. But I personally want to like test it out, see if I like it, and if I like it, I would very much enjoy making content about it. I think it looks very interesting. Damon, best AFK frame, I would say yeah, Zaku. But like the problem with AFK frame is with Zaku you still need to move, right? If you don't move, Zaku is kind of ass. That's the sad thing about it. Why can't I do the... Is it because I'm in multiplayer? Because I'm genuinely wondering right now, why do I keep pressing 3 onto the enemy, but like, he just doesn't want to freaking link to the enemy? That's what I don't get. Die. Keep doing the shorts, Corey. Thank you so much. Happy that you like the short. Yeah, I want to try doing the 1 short per day challenge, so to speak. So there you go. Now I'm linked to you. And you better give me health. So which Ikari are we going to go for? Finishers, You know what? Give me the fucking knockdown resistance. This thing popped up 3 times already. Thoughts on Oberon? So many people ask me about thoughts on Oberon. I just think he's not really in a good spot. He himself is not bad. But... the problem is that he's like inferior to pretty much every other frame right now. I think he should really have a rework. He needs some love. And unfortunately he hasn't gotten that. I would love to have Mr. Goatframe actually be goated again. Because I remember a time where I would use to play Operation Plaguestar, and Oberon was meta back in the day to strip his armor. Like the Hemocide armor. That was sort of the meta for Operation Plaguestar back in the day. And that was cringe as hell that I did not hit that. We're just going to pretend that didn't happen. Fox PvP, what did I think about Kullervo? I think Kullervo is the #1 melee frame. Or at least Varuna with Kullervo's Helmet Subsume. One of the two, kind of. The problem that I have with Kullervo is that while he's a really good Warframe, his best and signature ability is his helmet ability. So you can kind of get away with just not using Kullervo while using Kullervo, sort of. You know what I mean? I think when a frame is mostly used by sacrificing them and putting their ability on another frame, that's kind of making the frame a bit worse in that sense, if you know what I mean. Because you don't even need to play the frame with the ability who had that ability originally. And that's a problem that you see oftentimes with Kullervo, even though he's a very good frame, right? Not gonna lie. Yeah, sure, the damage link from his 3 is also very good. You can also use that on ranged weapons, so you can totally do some good damage with him. Honestly, I'm sort of inclined to not stay in that run for too long because the Nidus is just really not fun right now. Now, let's see. Kullervo equals drip. Yeah, the new Kullervo skin that they showed on DevStream, like, that's fucking amazing. I'm gonna definitely get that. Chroma needs a rework too, Angel. Needs a bit of love. Oh, Kullervo Prime. Yeah, I hope that he'll be really drippy. Double drops from... You know what? Why not? Snowy Obsidian, how's it going? It is going jolly okay. How about you? How is your day? How's your midweek madness going on? You know what? I'm just going to go and use the Incarnon form, even though the Felorx is best used without it. But I have so many, like, crit chance and everything. It's probably better if I just use the one that doesn't get punished for having crit. So there we go. Now we're stacking some health, friends. Now we're going. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get some health going for the man here. Yeah, let's suck them all in and get that big red number in the top right corner up. Stynax, yeah, Mr. Beanie, I get it. Stynax Prime is absolutely goated. I think if they give Stynax Prime a good drip, right, that's going to be absolutely fundamental for Stynax in general. The worst thing about Stynax, and that's the fun part, is his look is a bit basic without special skins or anything. That's kind of like the biggest weakness of Stynax. And it's kind of sad that we're talking about weaknesses in terms of looks. Why is my... Okay. Did I accidentally throw away the Incarnon form? Oopsie.
Mouse locked.
Nice. Who needs a mouse, huh? Who needs a mouse? I can just run around like a freaking bunny on cocaine. Quit that shooting, it's bad for you. Exactly.
Mouse unlocked.
For the helmet subsume, there is one specific skill per Warframe that you
Keyboard locked.
sort of put into the system, and then you can use that on any other Warframe, but you cannot choose which ability you want to take off of the Warframe. Hey, could you please just leave me alone, Thrax? Thank you. By the way, I was so uncreative. As many of you know, I do have a Dungeons & Dragons round that I play with my friends in our local city here. And my
Keyboard unlocked.
My D&D character is literally called Thrax because I was so uncreative. I couldn't think of something proper, and I was like, Thrax sounds cool. My friends all don't play Warframe, so they're not going to make fun at me for just reusing that term. So I just called him Thrax. That's some more MHBlacky behind the scenes lore for y'all. Shadow Kimmy, nice that you came in. Wish you a beautiful day. You said that you have to go to work now, right? Was it you who said that you want to check me before work? Then I wish you a beautiful work day. Hopefully your hours will be Oh, I'm dead already. Hopefully your hours will go over fast and you will come home and have a good afternoon later as well. Thanks for tuning in and have a good day. See you next time, hopefully. Yeah, once you get a little bit of health stacked up, Night is actually getting a lot better. The corrupted corpus death scream. By the way, which elements do we need? We need cold. Okay, let's make it happen. That's electricity. You eat that. Boom. Don't get boiled, Mr. Electricity there. You use a name generator, really? I think I probably should have done that as well. Yeah, that's nice. Boom. 125. That's good. You know, I think in the circuit, the Felarx Incarnon form is actually pretty decent. Yeah, I think it's pretty decent. I think I'd rather go with the Incarnon form. At least for today. Do it again, okay. Autumn, if you don't see a Yarly video the day she releases, you're going to be mad. You're going to call Clem to hit me. I'm going to try to make it happen. I am going... 21st, right? 21st was Yarly Prime. If I am not mistaken. That should be next week on Wednesday, right? Next week Wednesday? Is that the 21st? Jeez, I really need to learn her. What's the easiest way to encounter Tusk Thumpers? I don't know if there's a specific technique, a specific spawn point. But what I always do is go into Arcwing mode, fly up, and then just roam around the map. Usually, you're gonna run into one relatively soon. Like you don't need to search all that much. And if you wanna have like one of the higher rank Tusk Thumpers, then of course you want to start a higher rank bounty. Like if you want to have the, I think it's called
unlocked
Tusk Thumper Doma. That's the highest one, right? If you want that, then go with the highest level bounty. Doesn't need to be Steel Path, just like the level 40 to 60, I think it was. And fly around with your Arcwing, you're going to find one. I think you're not going to have an issue with that. Emotional damage. Emotional damage. I love this guy. It's so fucking funny. Do you know this? I don't even know what his name is. Like, he's always making fun at, like, Asian culture about, like, you always need to have the best grades in school and shit. And then he's like, what? Your brother got an A+, he has 100% of all the points, and he is 6 years old, he already has a PhD, and you're playing video games. This guy's so hella funny, man. Stephen He, okay, thank you. No, not Steven Universe, Maka. That's a little bit of a different thing. And why do I only get a fucking garbage decrease? The game really hates me. I swear to God, there's somebody at DE whom I offended with something that I made, and now I don't get red Archon shards, I don't get good decrease, I don't get shit. Stephen He, thank you everybody. Thank you all for pointing that out. Stephen He is really a legend. And you only have a PhD in failure. And then I give it exactly. I've seen that the other day. Oh man, I'm gonna be real. The fun thing is, one of my friends recently got together with a guy from China, and and he told me that legit this dude was offended because he was not the best in his class at university. Like, he was genuinely, it ruined his day. And I'm like, I thought, you know, there are stereotypes, right? There are stereotypes that all Germans eat too much bread and drink too much beer, and we all wear lederhosen, and we all go to Oktoberfest and stuff. And it's kind of funny, but it's also like kind of not 100% true. But when you hear stories like, oh, I'm dating a guy from China and he's only the second best in his class and that ruined his day, right? That's kind of like, it feels so wrong because it feels like that everything you say about Chinese people ends up being right. A good we take for an average, yeah. Good is not good enough. It's called good for a reason. If it was good enough, it was called good. It would be called good enough. You know what I mean? Hey, that's what recruiting... What is recruiting chat for? I missed the conversation. I was so into my story. Kind of feel like I'm the only one who listens to his own stories. Like, nobody listens to my stories but me. Yeah, come on, just freaking kill me. It's alright. I don't have shields. Leave me alone. Team, you do that for me. I need to build up mutation stacks. Otherwise, I'm going to be dead for good very soon. Sunny Boy collecting all Blacky lore. Honestly, Sunny Boy, I think you're going to be the first one to squat me and not to swat me. To swat me, because you're probably going to collect so much Blacky lore that you're going to somehow figure out where I live depending on, like, you know, the sort of angle that light bounces off of my face, and then you're going to triangulate that and find out where my house is. Something like that. If anyone manages to do that, Sunny Boy, it's going to be you. We all know that.
Keyboard locked.
You feel like ADS. Yeah, that's kind of the thing about... wait, it was keyboard locked? Sorry, I thought it was mouse locked. Okay, then I'm freaking dead. Sorry, yeah. If it was mouse locked, it would have been fine. Oh, man.
Keyboard unlocked.
It's fine. I just keep the keyboard offline for a couple seconds longer. Pio, you listen, that's good. Hayden Lewis, welcome, by the way. Welcome. What hit me there? Yeah, next time I'm not going to go in with a health tank anymore, except we're getting, I don't know, Anaros. Yeah, you know what? I'm just freaking out of here. I'm just going to hide in that bush, and you can do the... Oh, he hit me anyway. Never mind. No hitting in the bush, I guess. So now we're going to finish him off. I want to be done with this. Brother, I want to be done. Jeez, that was cringe as hell. Cosplaying Rainbow, what?
More will follow, no doubt. Some nightmares recur.
Yeah, that was not all that great. Let's go for one more survival. I think I can do that. Then we're tier 2. And then we're going to go in with another squad and hopefully a better Warframe. A Warframe more suited for the job. Do not expect me to tell. My Nidus tells me when to stop since the first freaking stage.
Endurance is defiance. Prove you can endure the undercroft at its most.
Teshin grow a beard? Yeah, exactly, Gilda. Teshin grow a beard. It's a bit of a, like... Have you played the Duviri? Have you seen how he just, like, did a 180 and sniped me away in the last second? What a dude. He's the true MLG guy. Okay, now let me group up some enemies and just get some freaking mutations. Stacks, why didn't I get... Okay. Teshin is a dude on medication. I'm curious what if Teshin is going to be part of the new... of the quest in the new update. That would be something I'm very curious about. Brother, Nidus is kind of ass if you play in a team. Like, if you don't get all the kills yourself, I kind of feel that this Nidus build completely sucks. I do not dig this build whatsoever.
Clone.
Yo, Kiski! Thank you for the membership on YouTube, for the Prime membership. Thank you for your support. Unfortunately, I do not have stream alerts for YouTube membership set up, and my YouTube bot doesn't work today anyway. But I seen it. Thank you so much for your generosity, and much fun with the emotes. Much fun with showing up on all of my videos going forward. Really appreciate it, and I wish you a very nice Wednesday. I was about to say Monday. It's not Monday. Thank God it's not Monday. It's already Wednesday, friends. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Half of the week is already over. Just like half of my life force. That's why I'm at the ground now. This sort of becoming a reoccurring theme with this Nidus build. I feel like this is hella cringe. Like, people are gonna make a highlight of this and post it on Reddit, and they're gonna be like, see, MHBlacky has no idea what he's talking about. And then everybody's like, yeah, he was bad right from the start. Yes! And then we go down again. Shit. Damn, man. Oh, man. Going to work right now. 12-hour shift. Jeez, Kiski. Then I hope that the 12 hours will pass relatively quickly. so that you can enjoy your Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday evening or night or whenever and wherever you are in peace and have a good and peaceful shift. That's what I hope for you. Yes, let's get some AoE damage in here. Haters gonna hate, exactly. What do you think of the new Warframe Temple, Ali Woo Woo? Wait, Sunny Boy is cosplaying as MHBlacky. He's dead. Sunny Boy coming in with the MHBlacky swag. I think Temple is pretty strong. I personally do not really dig Temple all that much from the kit itself, but they're really strong. Protea can't heal me. Yeah, that's true. Protea is like freaking goated. I'm kind of low-key jealous. I would have liked to have Protea come in and come in for me. Yeah, I think after this run, we're gonna switch up the squad a little bit, and hopefully I get something that I can actually freaking work with for once. That would be amazing. Link to somebody and give me health. What's everyone's favorite frame, Damu? Personally, my favorite is Revenant, and my favorite weapon is probably Burst on Prime and Karon on Tora Prime. You know, Zoris, the whole meta slave stuff. That's me. That's me. Because I really like big numbers and much of it.
Keyboard locked.
Nice. Good thing we have at least 4,000 health now. I might be able to survive this. Maybe. Wish me luck. Fingers crossed. Will I survive as the turret section for 10 more seconds? I love how Nidus just gives me crit bonus on the Felarx, which effectively does not want to have crit. Ananazi, good to see you. How's it going? How's your Wednesday? Happy you could make it. And Niels He? Is it pronounced He? Welcome to the stream. Pretty good. That's good to hear. Anything special happening for you this week? Oh! Havelock. Havelock is also cosplaying as MHBlacky right now. You have 6. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Will you do a challenge like go in high-level missions like Archimedia using build that chat gives you? Niels, that's a very good idea. Today, we're not going to do that because we already finished the Archimedia on Monday in the stream. But that's a cool thing going forward, like doing painful viewer builds in high-level missions. No, man, I'm out. Thank you for the run, team. You like really hardcore carried me. But this night wants to be played solo, I feel. Damon Zephyr is cheaty. Yeah, Zephyr is fucking amazing. GG, exactly. GG, everybody. Thank you for carrying my lazy ass through this. So, let's switch it up. Thank you, everybody, for the run. Hello? Let's go for another one right away. So that we have more people who can get a little bit of that Duviri taste for themselves. And let's pray that I get some better frames. By the way, thank you, Sophie, for mentioning on how to message me to join in chat. Biblically accurate overguard. Ultra, yeah, we're going to do viewer build. We already did viewer builds, and probably I'm going to do some more viewer builds after this Duviri round. I just wanted to play the game a little bit, at least today. Like the first hour, we already talked like just, you know, standard casual conversation as well as viewer builds. So which... wait. Before we start. Somebody dropped out. Who dropped out? Why don't I revive myself with a... I have the wrong focus school equipped for that. I'm too lazy to switch it up. Yeah, welcome to the stream, Ultra, by the way. Just dropping the... Oh, I think you might not have the Duviri circuit unlocked, right? Sakura? I think that might be the case, right? I'm sorry, man. Which color palette am I using for Ember? This is the white and the black is from the smoke palette, and then the blue is from the classic saturated, and the bronze is just gonna use any like orange that you want. That's the color palette. DJB, the bring your frame into Duviri thing is gonna make Incarnon resource farming a lot of pain? No, I don't think so. Why would it make it a pain? I mean, if anything, with your Warframe you can farm better than with your Drifter. Or am I misunderstanding something? Oh, it appears to be offline. Interesting. Oh, less painful. Sorry, I misread that. Yeah, that's probably the case, yes. If you use somebody like Limbo, for example, Limbo is very good for resource farming and container breaking. I would use someone like Limbo, go into Duviri, and just pop my ultimate all the time, crack all the containers, suck up all the resources. I think that's going to be very, very good. Uji, Suji, what are your usernames, guys? Welcome to the stream, by the way. Why is it always so difficult to find the last one to fill the squad? What, your Umbra is cooked? Legendary when? Kiski? Legendary when? Hey, Kiski, I'm unfortunately on YouTube, you can't do like these panels like under the Twitch chat, under the Twitch channel where you have like FAQ and everything. Okay, everybody's there. Good. Nobody dropped out. Does anyone on YouTube want to explain why I don't do the Legendary 1 rank up? Sado Marker, what are we doing? We're going Duviri, farming at least the Hate Incarnon, because I really want to have the Incarnon adapter for Hate. I don't have that just yet. So we're doing a couple Duviri runs with viewers, hoping that I'm not going to get a shit Warframe again. Oh, I'm sorry, Technic. I am sorry. So what do we have here? Oh, we have Stalker. Okay. We have Ember. Oh, I want to play Mirage. I think Mirage is going to be good. I'm going to go with this one. And hopefully we're also going to get a good gun. Yes. Brother, yes. Or the Burst on Prime Incarnon. Now we're going to go explosive. We're going to go explosive with Mirage's clones. That's going to be too hilarious. We're going to do that. That's going to be all good. Kuva Nukor as damage variant. Why doesn't it have secondary innovate? No, that's not good. And we're going to go with this one. And I'm good. Wolfview, either buy Stalker beacons from... Oh, what are we talking about? How can you farm hate? Oh, yeah. Hate drops from Stalker. The best thing that you can do, like Wolfview already said, either you can get Stalker beacons, or you can just do one boss fight, and Stalker will visit you relatively soon after. And then you hope that you get lucky with the Stalker drops. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Let's do that. Why not? Are we already in? Everybody ready? Kind of feels like it, right? Let's go. The more bosses you kill, the more likely is to come. Really, Ananasi? I thought it's just like one boss and then you get the mail and then you're sort of marked. I thought it's enough to do one boss. Am I right? Or am I wrong here? Not 100% sure because I never really like paid all that much attention to it, if I'm being 100% honest. Need to check. Yeah, we're going to take a look at it. But yeah, holy cow, Kuva Ogress is just like, yes, brother, with the Mirage clones and everything. Kablooey! I like it. That's going to be much more fun than last time. Eat that. Eat my Molten Ogress. Yes, brother. As soon as I got a couple decrees going, this is going to be very, very good. One person left, guy. Yeah, I kind of saw that. I don't know why it happens. You know, it always happens that people drop out on stream. I don't know if it's me who has like problems with the connection or if it's people or I don't know. That's unfortunate, to say the least. But I enjoy my Ogress right now. Hating Karnon Kiski is somehow OP. I want to test if Hating Karnon is actually nicer to play than, how's it called, than Harmony. I mean, Harmony is like the #1 late game weapon, of course, the #1 heavy attack scythe. But I kind of want to try and see how the Incarnon hate with the hate augment is going to perform. Because I think I do have the burning hate augment and I really want to try it. I'm here. Yeah, you know what? Whoever said that the Kuva Nukor isn't all that strong anymore, I kind of feel the Kuva Nukor has never been stronger. Burning Hate is just insane, Sonny Boy. Yeah, I kind of feel like that. Isn't it that if you have Burning Hate and melee afflictions, that you inflict a force proc slash, of course, and then you would also probably inflict a heat status effect, and then the heat status effect and the slash would both get 6 additional stacks, and that's just going to be incredibly crazy in terms of damage. Isn't it like that? Hate argument. It's multiplicative with melee elementalist. Ooh. Yeah, I can't wait to try it out. Just a couple more levels in Duviri, I'm going to have my hate Incarnon. And a couple aura worms. That's the sad part. Couple of aura worms. Do I have Ogress mid? Yes, I have Ogress ammo. That's good. Boom. Exactly. Yes, yes, guy. I've seen it. One person left. Can you join in later? Like, is it possible that I still invite people? If yes, then let's see, Technic, if you got the invitation now. I'm not sure if it's possible. Yes, Zadomik. I would love the fact that I would love to have like an augment for scythes where every scythe condenses like the DOTs into one big damage instance like the Harmony does. And that then on hate Incarnon with burning hate. I think that would be pretty crazy. Boom. After we're still in the first round. We're still in the first round. How do you know that you're getting the Kuva Nuker and Duviri? I didn't know that. It just came up and then I took it. You can never know when something will appear in Duviri. It's just always random. But I like myself a good old Kuva Nukor, that's for sure. Leave us alone, electricity dude. Daggery Finks, welcome to the stream. Long-time viewer on YouTube. Good to see you. I'm happy you made the stream. How's your week been going so far? Are you having a good Wednesday? And if not, what can we do to make it happen? What can we do to make it better? My most hated enemy. That's a good one. Most hated enemy. Probably Eidolons or Profit Taker is my most hated enemy because dude shakes the camera so much I just like get motion sickness every time. I hate Profit Taker because of that. Fuyam, whichever Lich took your Tau Red one. Hey, Fuyam just said that a Lich took the Tau Red one. Chat, what do we say about that? We have a certain emote for that, don't we? Don't we? Exactly, Sunny One. That guy, yes, that's pretty much what I'm doing. Like, for the Nidus run, I think I did, what, 6-ish rounds? Like, usually when I do Duviri, I don't go all that much. Like, I don't go to level cap with just one squad. Usually I mix it up quite a bit. You reduce incoming damage. Yep, I'm up for that. That's going to be good. You can see that? Can you really see that? If yes, I've never paid attention. Ouch. Blast Eximus. Nullifiers should be nerfed. You know, the thing with nullifiers is there's some abilities where they are like really, really strong against. For example, if you have Mesmer skin on with Revenant, you run into a nullifier, boom, all the Mesmer skin is gone, right? It would be cool if it would like tick down, like 1 Mesmer skin stack per second or 2 per second when you're in the nullifier field, so that you're not like instantly doomed. Because I think the most deadly thing for a Revenant would be a Toxin Eximus nullifier. You run into it, your Mesmer skin is gone, and the Toxin instantly blows away your health. I think that would be some of the most toxic, quote-unquote, stuff for a Revenant. But then again, you know, if you're just paying a little bit of attention as Revenant, which is sort of a thing that Revenant players don't like to do, I admit that, then it shouldn't happen. What would be my recommendation for Valkyrie's Talons for technique for Arcanes? So you don't lose combo while doing something else. I would actually go Naramon Focus School. You know, with Naramon Focus School, you lose combo so slowly, it's not a problem. Like, you don't really need to have Crescendo for that. I think with Naramon Focus School, it's going to be alright. However, if you're for some reason not going to be able to use Naramon Focus School, sure, then Crescendo is the #1 solution there. No doubt. But for the melee arcanes, I would probably go something for maybe, what was it? The one that gives you 240% corrosive. That's probably what I would do here. Or, of course, melee influence. One of those two. That would be my go-to. Oh my god. Every 5th shot, critical hits, melee heavy attacks. And we're gonna go with that. Red player is crying with immortality that one enemy makes them not immortal. Hey, let me cry my salty Revenant main tears. That's just me. Let me cry my Revenant main tears. You're right, melee influence is probably not that good. You're right. I forgot that it only has such a low status chance. Yeah, then probably just the thing that gives you corrosive. Or if you use a Warframe with a lot of shields, use that one that gives you base damage per shield. You know, just more damage. Or what you could also do is, you could go for what was it? The thing that groups up enemies if you kill an enemy with magnetic on them. Just go for a companion that has magnetic primer and put that arcane onto Valkyrie's Talons, and then you pull the enemies in and you don't need any grouping tool anymore. I think that's a very good automatic grouping thing. What is a good weapon build for Excalibur Umbra, Professor? I do have a relatively recent Excalibur video on my YouTube channel. There I go over not only which build you use on Excalibur, but also what you can use on his Exalted Blade. I think Excalibur Umbra, or Excalibur in general, is very good at the moment. He's still a bit squishy, but you can make him invisible to fix that. And then he's going to deal numbers. It's going to be crazy. Excalibur is really goated right now. Man finally got the buff that he deserved. Oh, other weapons. On Excalibur, honestly, I would just probably, like, if I play Excalibur, you know, I play Excalibur for the Exalted Blade. Otherwise, as a weapons platform, I would just use any other weapons platform frame who excels at that. And if you play for Exalted Blade, then I would personally just recommend going for a primer, like the Kuva Nukor or the Epitaph, you know, something in the secondary slot that you can prime the enemies with while you're meleeing away at them. That's probably what I would do. Wolfie, yes, I am going to TennoCon. I have the ticket already. We still need to book the flights, but we do have an Airbnb already there. And yes, this year I'm going to be at TennoCon in person. For everybody who was there, you could meet me live and say hi. It is going to happen, and I'm looking very much forward to it. Like, I think they're going to make a big thing happen. It's 10 years of TennoCon, which is crazy. Ananazi, Death Mark, including Stalker, 1.5% plus 0.5% per player with the mark, and only the person who did the killing blow gets the mark. Oh yeah, exactly, Ananazi. So ideally, in an ideal case scenario, you would be grouped up with 3 other people who also have the Stalker mark, and they just run missions together until the Stalker happens. That's the best way to farm him, yes. Demo, the Tenocon is located in London, Ontario, Canada. That is relatively close to Detroit. It's like near Toronto. Why don't I have Kuba Nucor ammo? That's kind of cringe. Yellow Junkie, first raid before first message? What? Raid? Are we being raided? Nah. Am I missing something? Yo, Yellow Junkie, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. I really need to do something with your Rhino, Gemini. Welcome, Gemini. Why didn't I get a raid message then? Yellow Junkie, are you raiding me? If yes, then thank you so much. Why didn't I get... I think my bot is just like really scuffed today. Jeez. Welcome everybody who came in. Welcome everybody who came in. I'm the dude with the green thumbnails. Also, now and then I throw disco balls at enemies to kill them. Just something you would do on a normal Wednesday, you know what I'm saying? Nucor or Catabolist? I'd probably go with a Nucor. I'm an old school player. Do I have ammo again? Yes. How's it going, Pangurig? Yeah, by the way, sorry to everybody on YouTube if I miss a lot of messages. My chat bot is scuffed today, so I can't really get the YouTube chat into my chat window. I'm very sorry for that. I'm going to figure it out after the stream and hopefully not die. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate today. Sometimes red thumbnails if I'm angry. Now I just use the red thumbnails if there's like something potentially bad that I'm talking about. I'm not angry about the Valkyrie rework, but I know a lot of other players are angry, so that's why I use the red thumbnail. Exactly, Sophie. Even if it's a small raid, it is always appreciated. I just didn't get the freaking notification, which is weird. Do you know what weapon is good for level cap trash mobs? Which weapon is good for level cap trash mobs? It's a very good question. I don't do a lot of level cap usually, but I would say, you know, just the standard stuff that is always good. You know, the Incarnons, the Harmony. Can you please pick that up, Mirage? Thank you. Man, I should have used Prime Sure-Footed on them. On this build. No, J-Light Eximus, we don't do that today. Revenant broke Steel Path Gilded. I mean, the thing is, Revenant is a relatively old frame, right? And when Revenant came out, yes, Brother was very, very strong in the sense that at that time it wasn't really that common to just be invincible or just survive absolutely everything the way that it is now. But I think in today's meta, Revenant is actually pretty fine, right? He's an AFK frame in the sense that you're always invincible and you can chill and just watch some Netflix on the side, which I really appreciate about Revenant. I think they should not nerf his invincibility because that's kind of like his thing, right? If you want to... Oh, we just with 2? What? Another one dropped out? Didn't notice that. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, let's quickly wrap up this thing, do one more round, and then we're good. Rolk, welcome to the stream. How's it going? How's your Wednesday? Yes, 100%. When Valkyrie rework drops, I'm going to make a video on that. You can bet your butt on that. Now, let's just quickly do Alchemy and get out of here. We're just 2 players. I don't know who dropped out. What happened? Good, you? I'm also doing fine. Thank you, Rolk. Thank you for asking. I just don't have ammo for the love of God. Unreliable. How do you get Arcane Hotshot? Arcane Hotshot drops from Temporal Archimedia, if I'm not mistaken. The end game mode from Kaya Velasco. Or does it also drop from other? I think it only drops from Temporal Archimedia, right? I'm just gonna kill enemies with the freaking drops here because I don't have ammo. The persistent writer, yes, back in the day, people were able to do level cap. Like one very popular level cap loadout was, I think, Octavia, because she could go invisible and also deal sort of scaling damage. That was very popular at the time, but I think level cap became much more of a thing more recently, because if you do something like level cap Void Cascade, there's an actual incentive to, like, you know, stay long. Back in the day, you would just go level cap for the love of it, and nowadays you actually get something out of it, which is cool. But I still personally don't do it all too much, because I just don't have the time to stay in a mission for so long, because all my YouTube work takes so much time. So I kind of sort of have to make it a bit close, make it a bit short. Oh yeah, Ash, Pepe, yes. Pepe, you're completely right. Ash was also very popular. In general, every invisible frame was really good for level cap, because being invisible means that, you know, you usually don't get hit. That's kind of the thing. Zero, what's my main element for Kuva Nukor that I use? I think usually it's magnetic, but you can also do impact. Magnetic impact, I think, is the best that you can do. Magnetic for the priming, and impact if you want to deal slash damage. I know it sounds dumb, but if you use Hemorrhage and impact as a progenitor, you could actually, right, you can do a slash damage build on your Kuva Nukor. Nice. Don't tempt me. Ember Heirloom made everyone download down bad. Heat, cold, poison. Sevagoth Prime School, yeah. Yeah, let's go out. Not dig an assassination. So how about we now take a closer look at a couple more viewer builds, and then we might be able to do another run or something. What do we think, friends? By the way, thanks everybody for the runs. Was a real pleasure to not run with freaking Nidus. So let's take a look at viewer builds. I'm going to close the chat window for a second, and everybody who wants me to take a look at their build, link your build now, and we're going to go through the whole thing chronologically. For everybody where I already took a look at the builds, please don't message me again to give others a chance. That would be very nice. Thanks, Sophie, for explaining that again. And let's take a look at what you all have. Yeah, sure, assassination is fine, but with just 2 people, I kind of didn't want to go for it. So Water is Good has an Ocucore. Let's see. So, of course, Sentient Surge Augment. Absolute must for Ocucore. Galvanized Shot, Diffusion, Secondary Merciless. I would put Secondary Enervate or Secondary Encumber into here. I think both will deal more damage because of Galvanized Shot, right? That would be my personal recommendation. Secondary Enervate is going to give you big time crit, and Secondary Encumber gonna give you more damage in the long run with Galvanized Shot. Pistol Pestilence Frostbite, sure, viral, right? I think that's pretty good. Otherwise, it's pretty good. I would maybe think about going for a faction damage. No, I mean, you don't have space for a faction damage mod. No, I think this is good. I think this is pretty neat. I like it. Will definitely deal some good damage. Another Spurt, another Kome? Jeez. Lynn, welcome to the stream. How's it going? How was your Wednesday? Do you have an even song build with a Riven? I do not, unfortunately. Cascadia Flare is nice on... Yes, Cascadia Flare is nice too. I personally just am sort of a simp for Secondary Encumber. You know what I always find funny? If somebody has a mod that you own, but they have the mod on a different level than you, it shows it as if you do not own the mod. I am 100% sure that I do have Rolling Guard, though. I am 100% sure. So we have Mecha Empowered. So is this a companion build? Is this a companion Beastmaster type of build? for Kome? If yes, why Mecha Empowered? And why not the thing that makes your companion deal more damage? Yo, Ultra, now on Twitch. Welcome to Twitch. Lynn, you're American. Your Wednesday is just beginning. That's good. You know, having a good old dose of MHB for breakfast. You know, some eat beans. You eat MH beans for breakfast. I wish you a good start into the Wednesday, though. So yeah, double Archon makes sense, absolutely. Equilibrium for the energy. Omikuji's Fortune. That's for the decree cooldown, right? Yes. Yeah, I think that's a must-have since it came out. It's such a big quality of life improvement. Impetus, Mold Augmented, double strength, that's fine. Catalyzing shields, vigor, fast deflection. So yeah, that's the shield gating Komi. I think it's a really good build. I think you have done well. Missing Arcane Aegis. Oh yeah, I get it. You would replace Mold Augmented with Arcane Aegis, right? That would be pretty cool. Ultra, we have another Revenant Prime mod configuration. 3 Yellow Tower Forge Velocity Shards for speed, okay. 1 casting speed, 1 Tower Forge casting speed, okay. Any recommendations for better arcanes for Revenant? Let's take a look at it. Gilded Revenant, you share your opinion too. We have Mold Augmented, Mold Efficiency. First of all, I would drop Mold Augmented because you already have 300% strength, and I think you don't necessarily need. I mean, sure, with Roar, it's cool to have more strength, so it's not like bad. But I would probably instead of subsuming Roar, if this is supposed to be a gunrunner platform, subsume Cyto 9's Evade, and put Arcane Crepuscular into Mold Augmented. If it's a gunrunner augment. If it's a gunrunner build, if it's a more melee build or a generalized build, I think Roar is fine. But honestly, like Mold Augment is the only one that I think would make sense, so to speak, to throw out. But then again, I don't really what else would Revenant need? Maybe Energize if you don't have enough energy with Energy Nexus, who knows? Maybe something for more weapon damage. But like, you're really free to do whatever you like. Depends on what you're running in his hands. I assume it's probably going to be a weapons platform because of Thrall Pact, right? But I think this is jolly good. This is jolly okay. He's so beautiful, Gilded Revenant. Oh, lift your image. Thank you, Ananasi. Thank you for pointing that out. I did do that before, though. I did, in fact, do that before, but I forgot to do it this time. Ooh, let's fly up a little bit. Atlas Prime. Okay. How can he improve them? Are they good as Atlas doesn't die? Let's take a look at it. Chicken Teriyaki, good Wednesday, my dude. How is it going? Nice to see you. You having a good time? Did you have a good week so far? So, what do we have? I like the fact that you're going for a lot of range, because that means AoE, and AoE is good. Rubble Heap, also very nice. Arcane Fury. Yeah, I would probably not use Arcane Fury because it's just base damage, and base damage is usually something that you don't want to put on your Warframe. Instead, maybe something like Arcane Reaper if you want to have more armor. It's not necessary though, but it would give you self-heal, of course. Other than that, I think everything looks pretty darn good. Maybe Arcane Blessing, so you have more base health. Yeah, this will be the only thing that I would say is a little bit flexible, so to speak. The rest is A-okay. The rest is absolutely A-okay. Maybe instead of Steel Charge, if you want to spend one more Forma, you could go for Growing Power, because I think 25% more ability strength is actually favorable over 60% melee damage. Yeah, that's kind of sort of my thoughts on that. Toothpick Wizard, you go for mod farm when you get home? Well, that's always a good plan for the afternoon, right? Haven't I reacted to that already, Technic? The Valkyrie talents? Yeah, we've had that before, right? I said probably go with the one that gives you 240% corrosive, or the one that gives you more base damage depending on which shield, on how much shield you have. My personal recommendation. Do you have stat recommendations on the Epitaph Prime? Secondary Fortifier. Okay. Gaining Overguard. Stat recommendations on the Epitaph. I mean, you have Viral / Puncture, Heat, Impact, Magnetic, and Radiation. I think you have enough, brother. I think you have enough. Not gonna lie, Technic. I don't know how many more status effects you want to have on this. I think you're good. The new stuff. Okay. Okay, the new stuff. Yeah, Technic. Oh, on Rivens. The problem is that you have single heat. So whatever you have on a Riven is going to combine into the heat. So probably toxins. You would have gas. Maybe like, if you have toxin on the Riven, you would have gas, but you would have to have like 3 elements on the Riven. Something like, you would have to have like corrosive heat on the Riven itself, right? 3 stats on the Riven with, but that's also not going to work because you already have viral. I'm not sure. Like elements, you're not going to probably get more on the Riven. The only thing that I could see would be, do we have explosion radius mods for? Yeah, multi-shot probably would make sense because that means more status effects. Fire rate, you don't really want that. Maybe range, if that would be generated for a Riven. But other than that, I really don't think you get all too much out of it. Especially if you use it as a primer, right? Multi-shot and more blast radius. That'll be it. What's the best Nikana type melee you should build, Kenny? The best Nikana is the Nikana Prime. But they're really close. Like the Siam is also very close. The Dex Nikana is kind of cool because you need way less combo to get to, higher combo levels. Burry Goblin, yo, nice shirt, looking good, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm representing. I'm cosplaying as one of my thumbnails. You know, that's what we're doing here. Oh, yeah, welcome to the stream. And Zero, good to see you too. Hi, brothers. Hi, Zero. Voyage Zombie, not sure, but yesterday my hound was kept ports in cold while in missions. I don't know what your hound did. Exactly, Lynn. What is that? That epitaph is kind of wicked, not gonna lie. Mod configuration, Soma Prime. Okay, let's take a look at it. Frostbite. I like Frostbite. That makes sense. More crit. Okay. Shivering Contagion. Oh, I see where you're going. I see where you're going. So you're doing a Hunter Munitions cold build with Shiver. That's actually pretty creative, right? Yes. So I would go for base damage here. That's kind of the issue. You do not have base damage on this build. You have faction damage, which is very good. Very, very good. But if you go for Hunter Munition, the problem that you're going to have is you need an Elementalist mod to really make those slashes deal damage. And of course you need base damage. And you do not have a base damage mod onto here. I would probably drop this one for base damage. And as much as it sucks, but I kind of feel that, I mean, try it out. Try it out without Elementalist mod, but also try it out with Elementalist instead of Shivering Contagion. and see if you really want to use Shiver and Contagion. That would be my personal recommendation. There's so much good stuff you can put on the Soma. Ideally, you want to have a Riven with base damage and elemental damage, so you could just like put it in one slot. That would be amazing. If it's a status primal, why not status chance? I think Toothpick that the Epitaph already had enough status chance. I mean, it's an AoE weapon, so it's going to hit multiple enemies at the same time. And it had like around about 3 multi-shot. I think it was good. I think it did enough different status effects the way it was. Ammo Cache, do you have an Evensong build with a Riven? No, I do not have a Riven on the Evensong. I am unfortunately not being able to serve that. Metal Twig, welcome to the stream. By the way, everybody watching on YouTube, my YouTube bot is bugged today, which is why I have to have the YouTube open in a different chat window. So it might be that I just miss a couple of YouTube comments because YouTube chat window is fucking scuffed. If somebody wants to say something, would be cool if you could post it on Twitch today. I'm going to try to figure it out and fix it for the next stream. Sorry for that. You're gonna get Ember in that skin once you... Oh, yes. Yes. I mean, there's a reason why we have this Ember when we take a look at builds, right? Oh, we have a Stalta. Let's see. First of all, we got a Riven Flex, of course. Multi-shot, critical chance. Negative magazine capacity. I think it's fine, but I think the Riven is not optimal. Or does the reload speed affect the charge up of the alt fire? If yes, that'll be cool. Galvanized Aptitude, of course, must have on Stalta, because it's multiplicative. Prime Cry rounds, Infected Clip, crit. My question here, I'm not 100% sure though. If you have Primary Deadhead, do you really need Serration? I would rather go for a faction damage in here, because you're already going to get 360% damage out of here. So I think Serration doesn't do all too much for your damage. Other than that, I like it. Chicken Teriyaki, what's the best mission for leveling a frame? Depends. Depends on how willing you are to invest a little bit of helmet resources. Lazuli, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the stream, Lazuli. Enjoy the emotes. Enjoy the loyalty badges. And hey, everybody greet Lazuli with a couple of stolen red shards, shall we? I'm so proud of this emote. I'm so proud of this emote. Everybody on Twitch, drop some of that stolen red shard energy. Yeah, that emote is new. Lazuli, first message. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, see, Lazuli, we have a little bit of lore to our stream in the sense that I am so unlucky. I never get fucking red Archon shards. I always get showered with yellows, with blues. I get so many of that, but I never get the red ones. So we have an emote now that you can spam from now on whenever I don't get a freaking red Archon shard. I love that emote, Lynn. I'm happy. No, but like, to get back to you, Chicken Teriyaki, the way that I level all my frames is I go into the helmet and then I subsume Thermal Sunder from Gauss over my first skill. Whichever Warframe it is, I always dedicate one loadout slot to having Thermal Sunder in the first skill slot. Because that means you can use it right from the get-go if it's in your first slot. And Thermal Sunder is a pretty good AoE damage dealer, especially against low-level enemies. So what I do then is mod as much range as possible onto the frame and go into the normal Sanctuary Onslaught, because enemies there are only level 20 to 30, and you have a lot of enemies there. And then I just spam Thermal Sunder, and because it's an ability kill, that means the Warframe gets 100% of the XP for the kill. And this way you can very comfortably, very easily, solo, without needing anyone else to help you, farm and level every single Warframe. It's not the optimal solution. Technically, there's also the thing where you make your Warframe invisible and you run an exterminate mission and benefit from the stealth bonus and everything. But that's always a little bit iffy because if the enemy spawns are fucked, then yeah. Lazuli, you had your first red Tau Forge stolen by your Lich. Oh, so that emote hits really home, right? That emote hits home, doesn't it? No, but chicken teriyaki, that would be my personal recommendation. It's not the most optimal way, but it's like 90% as optimal as the optimal way, and it's much more convenient. That's why I do it that way. You don't have Thermal Sunder. Oh, that's unfortunate. Then you probably want to sacrifice the little Gauss. Zosquatch, you got Hydron when you level. Exactly, Hydron is good if you're a little bit earlier in the game. I personally do, though, prefer Helene. Helene has lower level enemies, so that means you get a tiny little bit less of experience, but it really doesn't matter, because since it's a defense mission, right, you need to stay a certain number of waves in there anyway. So on Helene, even if it takes one or half a wave longer to make your Warframe full, you still have to wait until the end of the wave before you can leave. That's why Helene is, in my opinion, better, because it's on Saturn, and on Saturn, you can get Orokin cells and plastids, which is much more of a rare resource, whereas on Sedna, you only get salvage, alloy plates, Rubedo, stuff that you always have enough of, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I have like, I don't know how many 100 Orokin cells, and they all came from just leveling my frames in Helene when I was in mid-game. So I would recommend, if you do defense leveling, do it on Helene, not on Hydron. Oh man, I'm already losing my voice, brother. Max level in 4 to 5 minutes on your Warframe without booster or blessing, Lazuli. Which was it again? I must have missed it. Oh, you have Gauss, Chicken. That's cool. I hope you, Chicken, before you sacrifice your Gauss, take the Archon shards off, please. We talked about it earlier. Before you sacrifice any Warframe to the Helmuth, take the Archon shards off. They're not going to be refunded. Smiley YTB, welcome to the stream. Helene Steel Path or no? No. If you want to level, Zasquatch, if you want to level, do it normally. Okay, you don't go in a Steel Path mission to level. You do that in the normal. I mean, Ananazi, technically, if you have a good team and the team does all the work for you, but it would kind of be a bit stinky to go into Steel Path to let your random team carry you through. Lone Eagle, exactly. Stolen by making stupid helmet decision. Dark Cross, welcome to the stream. We have a lot of new people popping up in chat. Jeez, what's going on? Damn. Right? I thought that chat was slowing down a little bit, and then all of a sudden we have 1,000 new messages coming in. Y'all are crazy, man. Yes, Gilded, I'm agreeing. I would like to see a Loki rework. Yeah, sure, Ultra Revenant can be a very good weapons platform. A very survivable one at that. And we have a Volt Prime from Ananazi. Let's take a look at the Volt. Arcane Kamisato, Ayato, and Ayaka. Attacks from someone... Oh, it's the tactical potato summoner build, isn't it? Right? It's the one where you use Anaros Sandcats and then you buff the heck out of them. Oh, that's so fun. I haven't tried it myself, but I've seen his video on that. It was really, really fucking good. If you want to see a video explaining how this build works, go to Tactical Potatoes channel. I think it was Tactical, right? Who made a video on the Volt Sandcat build. It's so fucking creative. I'm kind of low-key pissed that I didn't have that idea. Because I think this is a very, very fucking great way to play Volt right now. It's so fun. Yeah, Tactical Potato, exactly. It slaps on an I bet so. One day I'm going to try that out as well. Cats go vroom, exactly. DJB, you can't be bothered to use faction damage mods, won't remember to swap them out, so just drop a base damage mod in their place. I mean, for many weapons, that is kind of fine. Of course, it's not optimal, but it's fine. Just one thing that you need to keep in mind is that if you have any type of build for a weapon that deals damage over time effects, then the effect of faction damage mods is squared, right? It double dips. which I think is like usually a weapon is either a flat damage weapon or a DOT weapon. So usually a weapon is either A or B. And I think it's fair for weapons that are right off the bat, DOT weapons, to just dedicate 3 different loadout slots for 3 different types of factions. Or you could just use a Warframe with Roar subsumed and just don't care about faction damage. That's the convenient way to go about it. Have you tried Blood Altar Mind Control build yet, Metal Twig? I think I've played around with it, but it was a long time ago. So I'm not 100% sure anymore. Dragon Man, mind asking if you have an updated Oberon build. Unfortunately, I haven't even ever made an Oberon video. My Oberon is still a little bit in shambles. I need to dedicate a couple formats for him to like actually get some performance out of him. So sorry to disappoint you. I don't have any of that. What more horrifying than a Jaguar? A Jaguar who can't hit? What's more terrifying than a Jaguar you can't hit? 3 electrified Jaguars you can't hit. Yes, exactly. All good, Dragon. Yeah, once I get to it, I will definitely make a video on Oberon. That's for sure. What turret build do I use? Ultra, let's take a look at it. I personally have a couple of turret builds. We have the Corpus build, which goes purely into Toxin. Obviously, because the turret already has Toxin, it's a... it's not even an Elementalist build. It's not even DOT. It's just flat Toxin damage because the turret is so strong. Then we have a Hunter Munitions build that I like. This is a Elementalist slash build, right? It has Viral on it, and it just goes for slash through Hunter Munitions. And then with Elementalist mod, with Faction Damage mod, you know the standard stuff that you would like on a DOT build. Then we have, what is this? This is a flat corrosive damage build, which goes just into a lot of corrosive. And then we also have a blast build, where you go for blast and elementalist. Yeah, that would be all my turret setups. And I think my face cam is over the arcane, right? on all the builds that I showcased here, I always use primary merciless. That's the same for all of the builds here, because my face is over it, just saying. What's the best build for Gauss Prime, Gilded Revenant? I don't remember it from the top of my head, but I do have a Gauss Prime video. It's a little bit older, but I still think it holds up. Corpus robots taking more damage from Toxin is stupid, Lynn. Technically, the robots are not taking more damage from Toxin, right? It's just that the Toxin bypasses their shields, right? That is always what I say. It doesn't matter that Toxin actually doesn't get bonus damage against Corpus, because it doesn't. But if the element itself already bypasses half of your effective hit points, that kind of makes it double as powerful on paper, right? It doesn't matter, like before we had the elemental rework, I think Toxin even had negative 25% damage against Corpus robots, but you would still use it against them, but even though it had less than like 25% malice on the damage, it would bypass the entire shield and therefore still be stronger. Fake player, love your vibes, and somebody who's not like one of those meta warrior YouTubers. Fake player, thank you for the compliment. I'm sure you would find a lot of people hating me for being a meta slave, and you will also find a lot of people hating me for not being as optimal as possible. I feel like I'm sort of in the middle ground where I try to go as much meta as possible, but also put some effort on convenience. That's just my vibe when it comes to build crafting. And that's kind of the fun thing, right? You know, when you're politically speaking a centrist, then you're going to get hate from the leftists because you're too right for them. You're going to get hate from the rightists because you're too woke for them. And I feel like in terms of Warframe builds, I'm also somewhere in there where I have my own build philosophy that is kind of meta, but also kind of convenience. So I get hate from both sides. I'm getting hate from the both outer corners, from the meta slaves to the ultra convenience focused players. Haven't seen all of my videos, Fakely. You know, it's just, if you want to check them out, feel free. I'm happy that you enjoy the stream, though. Welcome. I think we're all chill here. Like, I've seen a lot of bad comments under my videos, but I feel that so far that all the chat comments were very, very nice here, and I really appreciate it. Oh, why not? We're still here. Yeah, we're still here. We did a couple of Duviri runs. We went over a couple of viewer builds, just chatting a little bit, really, while staring. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to turn Ember around, right? When we're just sitting here chatting, Ember better not be looking into the camera. Yo, Shadow of Death, how it's going? Welcome to the stream. And welcome, Mohammed. What did you miss? We've done some Duviri runs. We went over some viewer builds. Nothing too spectacular. Just, you know, chilling out, having a good Wednesday. Staring at probably not my face with that image in the background, right? Ember Heirloom being coming in clutch. The thing is, right, on Twitch, you don't have a thumbnail, right? On the YouTube stream, I can set a thumbnail beforehand that will show up for everybody before they click on the stream. On Twitch, thumbnails do not exist. If somebody types in Warframe in the search on Twitch right now and they see who is live, they're going to see the screenshot from the stream that we're at right now as a thumbnail. So I'm just going to use this Ember as technically positioned clickbait whenever I'm doing just chatting. Because people will be on Twitch and they will browse through who they're going to watch, and then they see this thumbnail with Ember Gyat. No, just kidding. We are men of culture, that's true. A nice kobold. You need to zoom in. Wait, let me quickly check. Can I? Let's make the FOV as small as possible. Yeah, the problem is if I make the FOV as small as possible, it kind of cuts out, you know. Or should we... It's called professional engineer gaming. Yes, exactly. Could you zoom in? You need to see the fact. We could do it like this, right? You need to take a look whether the side of the pages of the book is clean, right? We need to see if the book is clean right here. Yes, the book looks good, right? I think this is a fine book right here. Exactly, Ananazi. Isn't this like one of the greatest grimoires ever? Yes. This is good. This book is... I think I'll never even bring it back to the library, honestly. I think I might keep it. I think I might keep it. Landfill, can I show my Zoris build? Absolutely. We can do that. We're not just here for the gooning. This is the Zoris build that I use on pretty much everything. Replace the faction damage mod with whatever you're up against. If you go Corrupted, of course, you go Orokin, and then Grineer, Corpus, you know, whatever you're going against. This is, other than this one right here, this is the general build for Zoris that I would recommend everywhere. Cabbage, you just joined the stream. That's a thick book. Yep, that's a thick-ass book. By the way, I just gotta, I have a theory, right? And it's about the English language. It's about, I probably get demonetized for swearing, but it's about the word ass. And correct me here if I'm wrong, right? I'm not a native speaker, but isn't it that the word ass can be used in 3 different ways in the English language? It could either be a word for the human bottom. It can also be an adjective that you use to say that something is really bad, right? If you don't like something, you say that's ass. That's the 2 ways most people use the word. But you can also use it as a sort of sentence reinforcement word. You know, if you say something like, if you want to say that that's a very good build on the Zoris, you say that's a good ass build. And what as means in that circumstance is that it's like a reinforcement. It's a very good build. It's a good as build. But that technically means, and correct me if I'm wrong here, if somebody has a really ugly bottom, you could say they have an ass. Is that correct? I think grammatically that would be correct, right? You could use it like that. It would be correct. What do we think? Is that correct? I think that's right, isn't it? But I've never heard somebody say that. You could say that. Okay. You know, these are kind of, you would post that on r/shower thoughts, by the way. That's just some brain diarrhea that I have sometimes. And I like to share it on stream. Do you have a broken war build that's pretty good in every circumstance, Smiley? Yep, I do have that. I do have that. No, not broken war. There we go. I don't have a Forma on it, though. I'll probably just have a mid-game build. That's unfortunate. What I would do on a generalist broken war build, Weeping Wounds, Blood Rush instead of Sacrificial Steel. I can do that. Yeah, Weeping Wounds, Blood Rush. You go for Reach or Primed Reach. You're going for Carnage Mendable. Go for a Faction Damage mod. Organ Shatter. And then either Fury or like Pressure Point. You know, some standard stuff. That would usually work against a lot of different enemy types. Somebody says Revenant is thick. I don't think so. I mean, I like the man as much as the next one. Wouldn't be polite though. I'm not saying that's polite. I'm just wondering about grammatical correctness. I just broke the American dictionary. You know, sometimes it takes a foreigner to break the dictionary. Because if you're a native, you would never have absurd thoughts like that. Thanks for the build. You're welcome. You're welcome. Chat is going really, really quickly right now. I'm so sorry if I miss a message. Let me quickly take a little bit of a look on at another viewer build right here. I think Nidus is male thick as well. That's true. So I have a lot of range. Oh, so you're using him with the 4 and are you using him as a nuker, like with armor strip and then the 4? What? I do have Terrify, brother. Well, what are you saying? Use it as. By the way, I do like that you have preparation. I think preparation is absolutely freaking underrated. I like it though. I like what you're going for. If I'm correct here and you use it as a nuke with the 4 and the Terrify. Because it kind of seems like it to me. Volt Prime slaps. I think so too. Just gave facts. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's like that. Would I recommend Energy Nexus mods? On this one here, Energy Nexus? No, because Energy Nexus gives you 3 energy per second. Archon Stretch gives you 2 energy per second. But apparently you want to go for maximum range. So if you would drop Energy Nexus into here, you would lose the range. So if you're going for max range, I would rather have Archon Stretch. Yeah, it's 1 energy less per second, sure. But it shouldn't matter all too much. You could, for example, instead of Corrosive Projection, because you're not going to need that with... I think you're not going to... Are you going to full strip without Corrosive Projection? I'm not 100% sure. I think with Mold Augmented stacked up, you don't even need Corrosive Projection for the full strip. So you could put Energy Siphon into here if Archon Stretch would not give you enough. Ooh, what a nickname. What's my favorite Warframe for Temporal Archimedia? It always depends on which Warframes are being offered for that week, right? Usually I tend to take a Warframe that is relatively self-sufficient, so I don't need to rely on any big setups or something. And I also like Warframes that are very tanky, because
Tenno. Our numbers
What? Barge the Frail Yord. I probably butchered that nickname, but thank you so much for the sub. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the crew. Have much fun with the emotes, and welcome to the stream as well. So yeah, for Temporal Archimedia, I like to use frames that are like kind of tanky because tankiness doesn't require much of a setup. It always has to do with, you know, just staying alive. The damage dealing usually comes from the weapons. So for me, it's just like, take something that is comfortable to stay alive and to not lose the mission. Corrosive protection plus Terrify equals full strip. Yeah, with 180%, yes, but you're getting another 60% from mold augmented. So you're technically at 240%. And I think at 240%, you're going to get full strip out of Terrify without corrosive protection. That's what I meant. I might be wrong here, but I think 240% is enough for full strip. Wisp skins, please. Where's Archimedia? Archimedia Piano Gamer is a game mode that you can unlock. I forgot exactly how to unlock it, but I can tell you where it is. You can either play Deep Archimedia in the Sanctum Anatomica. There is Lloyd, the Lloyd drone, not the human Lloyd, who has Archimedia. Or you can go to Kaya Valesco in the 1999 mall to do Temporal Archimedia with her. You do, I think, have to have Steel Path unlocked for that, though, and finish the storylines for both the Sanctum Anatomica and the 1999, if I'm not mistaken. So it is kind of an endgame mode. Like, enemies are level 300 to 500 there. It's a little bit tougher. But you get Archon shards from it, and that's good. Odin the Truth, Blacky, love your videos. Thank you for the compliment, Odin. Welcome to the stream. By the way, I know I say it a lot. If you're on YouTube today, unfortunately, my YouTube chat bot doesn't work today, so I have struggled following the YouTube chat today. I'm going to fix that for next stream. If you want to participate more actively in chat, would be very cool if you could come over to Twitch for today. So I have it a little bit easier following the chat. Need to up the Necroloid to do an ETA on Sanctum Anatomica. Thank you, Barge. Thank you for the update. Yeah, I kind of forgot on actually how to unlock it. I know I unlocked it ages ago, and then I just stuck with it. Indigo Joe Silly, sorry. You're a little new at the game, you really want Gauss, but you don't know what to focus on. It depends on how far in the game you are at the moment. I would say, in general, the first thing you want to focus on is completing the star chart. You know, just making your way from planet to planet to planet. And where's the Gauss farm again? Let me quickly double check that. Where do we farm him again? Acquisition. From the disruption on Sedna. Yeah, see, if you want to farm Gauss, you get him from the disruption on Sedna, which is here. So you will have to make your way all the way through the star chart till Sedna anyway in order to be able to farm Gauss. So maybe you can combine both of these two goals of yours. Let me quickly get my drops before I forget it. Oh, you're close to Sedna. That's good. So you're almost there. So I think once you add Sedna, you can dedicate some time to farming Gauss if you really want him. I think that's fair. Gauss and Saren, thank you. Gauss and Saren are both farmed on Sedna. Saren is from Kayla the Theme in this mission here. She's actually one of the more funner bosses, at least when it comes to the older ones. 3 weeks to get Gauss just to subsume him, Mohammed. Yeah, that's the thing, right? That's the thing. Thermal Sunder is a good freaking ability for farming, for leveling up Warframes. How much judgment points? How many judgment points do I have? Probably a lot, right? Yes, I have 9,300 judgment points, yes. If anyone wonders why I have so many judgment points, it's because Vodyanoi is the best endo farm in the game. And you get judgment points out of it. H.A. Juicy, please, what is the Ember build? The Ember build? I have a video on that. But I don't think my Ember build is all too good, actually. This is a generic Steel Path build that I actually use on her. I kind of use her as a weapons platform with it. Just a generic Steel Path build, I would say. Can you borrow some? I'll try. If it was tradable, I would just gift all of them to you. DJB, yeah, bounties in general in the Sanctum Anatomica in 1999, bounties have become really viable for farming Endo. But back in the day, when I was farming Endo, like in 2018, 2019, there was really only one good way to farm it, and that was Vodyanoi. I mean, Vodyanoi is still technically the most efficient farm. It's just a little bit more iffy because you need a full team with dedicated roles, and you can get like 3,000-4,000 Endo out of it in 2 minutes, on like over and over and over again. So it's technically still the number one. It's just, it needs a little bit more dedication, I would say. And yeah, Vulture, exactly. Arbitrations are also good. Still, I'm going to die on that hill. Vodyanoi, if you do it right, it still is the most Endo per hour. Who has friends anyway, Ananazi? That's the reason why I haven't played Vodyanoi in a while. That's the thing. That's the thing. Yellowman got back into Warframe after planning on farming Steel Path. What frame would you recommend for Steel Path? Well, that's a good question. If it comes to surviving in Steel Path, probably Revenant, because he's the most survivable frame in the game. But there are a lot of other good frames. If you want to go into Steel Path, the most important thing that you should focus on, I think, is getting galvanized mods, because otherwise your damage output is just not going to keep up. So run a couple arbitrations, get your galvanized mods to have a good weapon build, and then try out which frame is comfortable for you. If you die a lot, Revenant is going to solve that for you. But welcome back to the game, Yellow. Run Dante when... That's true. That's true, Corey. Dante is also really fucking good. Don't really need to make him tanky because he has all the overguard in the world. Or you could just make Dante your Spectre and play another Warframe and benefit from both at the same time. Kubro fell to the floor, Gilded. Oh no, not again. Dante and Revenant are so lame, Lazuli. I think Dante is kind of funny if you play him with the Noctua. But yeah, I get why Revenant is considered boring. Revenant is boring, right? Not gonna lie. I main the dude. I love him, but he is boring, and that's okay with me. Because I like to play Warframe as a second mono. Wait. Let's take a look at the Grimoire here. Is Zaku good for late game? Absolutely, yes. Zaku is very cool. So we have a Noctua with... I think you want to try working on maxing your Hornet Strike next. Target Cracker makes sense. But why don't you have crit chance? Like, if you go for a Target Cracker for crit damage, I would also go something that gives you crit chance. Otherwise, that's kind of a wasted mod slot. Viral makes sense, of course, for the priming. That's good. Not 100% sure if you need Status Duration, though. So I would probably replace this with a crit chance mod, and then you will deal much more damage. Get ready. Mies, yeah, get ready for the Daikyu Prime. I'm going to be real. I think I'm going to get the Daikyu Prime. And the only thing I'm going to put... I'm going to show you the best Daikyu build, friends. Get ready for the screenshots. I'm going to show you the best Daikyu build in the world. The only viable Daikyu build that you will ever play on this bow is this. That's my Daikyu build. And I'm going to be real. I will put the same build on the Daikyu Prime. I will put the same build on the Daikyu Prime. Peak build, exactly, Ultra. Peak build. That's how you use the Daikyu. That's how a person of culture uses the Daikyu. Now, honestly, I think the Daikyu is actually a pretty darn good bow, especially the Prime. But like, Amalgam Daikyu target acquired is just such a freaking busted mod. It's just too good. Juicy, you hate or balance farming? I agree. But Amalgam Dark, your target acquired is worth it. Saba, please answer how to actually learn build in Warframe. Saba, I have a recommendation for you. And that is, give me a quick second, please, to open that up. Give me a very quick second. Ugh, since when does Opera GX make sound? Eh. If you want to learn how to build weapons, give me one quick second. Yeah, there we go. Let me quickly change the scene. That goes, by the way, for everybody. That was the wrong one. That was the right one. There we go. This is my YouTube channel. Here is one video that I have. It's called You'll Never Mod Warframe Weapons the Same Way Again. It's from 1 year ago. But if you ever wanted to get into like the entire theory on how to mod weapons in Warframe and why you use certain mods and when you use certain mods and for which reason and why something works on some weapons and something works better on other weapons, this is the video to watch. It's pretty long. It's 24 minutes, but it really goes like from the very basics to the more sophisticated tactics that you use later on in the game. So it like really has the information for everybody. And if you want to learn about Warframe, about Warframe weapon building in general, this video is going to have all the condensed information better than I could answer that question on stream. So if you have some time, check it out. I think that it's going to give you a much better time in Warframe. Let me switch back to Warframe in-game. Let me open the chat window again. Everything. Shouldn't have put that into the... Yeah. Clem. There we are. Clem. Why is learning German so hard, Fox? Because German is a freaking damn toxic language. Like, I'm really happy I was born with it because no way on earth would I ever choose to learn German, like, as a foreigner. It sucks. How am I today? Key Wesky, welcome to the stream. I'm doing very, very well. Thank you for asking. Quantum, no, Quantum, you're not the only one hyped for the Compressor Prime. I think the Compressor Prime is really good, a really good primer for Disruption. Greenlandic, kitten. Is Greenlandic a known language? I always thought they'd speak in Danish or something. Yeah, Danish. Oopsie. Well, Yellow, you're forced to take German in high school. Where do you live? Germany? Which country other than Germany would be so evil to force people to do German in high school? It kind of sounds like a very bad idea. Netherlands. Wait, Yellow, wait. Yellow. Let's be real here for a minute, Yellow. Is that the reason why all Dutch people speak such good German, whereas none of us Germans speak Dutch whatsoever? Is that the reason? Y'all are forced to learn that in high school? That's why y'all speak that? I was always wondering, why are Dutch people so good at German and why are German people so bad at Dutch? Could be. Yellow, you just solved one of life's biggest mysteries for me. Thank you so much. But like, Yellow, I think the reason why Dutch people learn German in school is if global warming continues and half of your country will be underwater, you know where you're going, right? That's the reason, isn't it? That's the reason you're all going to come here. You better speak the language. Gilded, how do you send Fashion Frame? Same way that you send builds. You go to Appearance and then you click that thing here. Yeah, by the way, let's take a look at some more builds right here. Or looks, by the way. Caliban. Ooh, we have a Tech Rod Caliban with the Nightwave armor set. You get French, German, and English. I mean, we get English and French too, but that's a lot of foreign languages. But I think it's good. I think as a Dutch person, it's gonna help you, you know, feel more European. I think that's actually a good thing, Yellow. Yellow cooked. Hey, let's hope it's not gonna get that bad. Would be kind of sad. I like the Netherlands. I'm actually there quite a lot. We have some mutual, like my girlfriend and I, we have some shared friends who are living in the Netherlands. The only thing that bothers me about the Netherlands is that you're forced to like drive 100 on the freeway. It's like, it's really, as a German who's used to driving fast. By the way, I love the especially the Signa. I love the Signa on the Revenant. That's a good idea. I'm going to try that. The Caliban. I'm going to try that myself. Yeah, driving 100 on the Dutch freeway is kind of a bit meh for me. Autobahn's W. Yeah, isn't it like that? Valkyrie Prime Talents. Damage cap build. Okay. I just love how the UI always bugs with the talent stance. Melee exposure. Exactly. More corrosive damage. Galvanized reflex. Galvanized steel. So that makes sense. Heavy attack build. Condition overload and prime pressure point. A lot of base damage. Sure. Organ shatter. Question is, if you're going for a heavy attack build, why don't you use Amalgam Organ Shatter? I mean, sure, it's a little bit less damage, but doesn't it help with the windup? I think it's a very strong build, though. Very cool. Zarix, yo, jeez, man, he's just tuning into the stream, man. By the way, Zarix, everybody, right? Zarix is one of my homeboys from high school. Good to see you, man. How was your day? You just came back from work? Ah, man, Zarix is one of the OG dudes. I'm actually really happy that I'm still friends with a lot of people with whom I was friends in high school. Like, I know that a lot of people lose contact to people from high school as soon as they go university or go into jobs. But I am really fucking happy. Muffin Man, yes, I'm German. Yes. I'm really fucking happy that I'm just still friends with a lot of people from high school.
Welcome, Tenno. Our
Yo, Zarix! Elf Coast, Melf Coast, Brofist. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. That's nice, man. No, I think it's really cool if you manage to stay in contact with people from when you were still kids, because you know that the people you were friends with when you were kids, they're the ones that you can always rely on, right? Friends that you make throughout your life, you never know if they have like any intentions, if they have any second thoughts on you or whatever, if they're friends with you because they want something from you or because they really like you. But like the people you were friends with when you were kids, you know, they're always friends with you because of you. And I think that's worth a lot. So yeah, that would be my philosophical take for today. Let's take a look at the build here, right? So, Arcane Fury for melee damage. Yeah, more melee damage, why not? Ready Steel, sure. Blind Rage, Transient Fortitude, a lot of ability strength, right? I haven't tried it. Does the range on the talent scale with ability range? Because for other exalted weapons, it kind of does sometimes. But yeah, this looks like a pretty decent Valkyrie build. Ricky Grimes. What do you think about the rework, Ricky? Timeskipper, which element is good for Coda Sporotrix? That's a good question. I still need to farm that. I don't know, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Do I have any settings tips for Nintendo Switch? You mean for more frames per second? I don't know which settings are available on the Switch, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Oh, Ralk, you're Ricky. As long as Valkyrie can kill enough, it'll be fine. Exactly, yeah. I also think so. Tip for Switch settings play on PC. I don't know, man. I think you're playing on Switch for a reason, right? Could you build Sevagoth again? The Shade way doesn't work for you, Mohammed. Yeah, probably because Sevagoth nukes enemies so fast that Shade just loses the invisibility all the time, right? I actually have, Mohammed, I have an idea on Sevagoth. I kind of have an idea. You could try to go for a nuke build, like I did in my video, but instead of subsuming Condemn from Harrow for your shields, you would use Evade from Side 09. This way, you're also invisible, but you're not relying on Shade anymore. I think that could solve the issue, and that would make the whole build work exactly the same way as it did before. Mr. Beanie, how do I feel about the Onos? Haven't built that yet, but I've heard it's pretty good. Yarly mentioned? Who mentioned Yarly? What? Who mentioned Yarly? Oh, man. By the way, friends, just give me one quick... Let me quickly switch the camera. It is Zarix Beer Later. Sounds kind of good. I wanted to Zarix, stay in for 5 more minutes. I currently have my phone on airplane mode. I always do that during the stream. I'm gonna switch that off very soon because, guys, right? It's 7 already. Stream has been on for 3 hours, so we're about to head off into the sunset for today. We will be live again in 2 days, right? Don't miss it. Friday, same time as always. We're gonna stick to that schedule. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, same time, right? We're gonna do that. We're going to make it happen. Don't leave just yet because we're still going to do a little Twitch raid, right? Zeno was here earlier, and I want to see if Zeno is live so we can raid Zeno. And yeah, everybody on YouTube currently who wants to join in, go over to Twitch real quick. And then we can raid Zeno together. We're going to end the stream, and then we'll see each other on Friday. And I look forward to that. We'll take more looks at builds. Barrow is probably also going to come this Friday, right? So I think we're going to have a lot to talk about with Barrow. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Again, I'm sorry that YouTube chat was kind of scuffed today. I'm going to try to fix the bot till Friday, and I hope everything is going to go fine. We're going to give a raid to Xenos Fire. He's a great dude. Everybody come over to Twitch to partake in the raid. And we will be... Shut up, Blacky. And we will start the raid very, very soon. Everybody here, I see you all on Friday. Thank you all for being here. Thank you again so much for the new subs, for all the new follows, for everybody who was here to spend a nice Wednesday. Really appreciate it. Big love, and we see each other very soon. Bye-bye.